He's swung on and hit the end of right field deep. And you can't forget about this one. Blaze Salter hits number 5, and the Newport Gulls retake the lead.
This is the Newport Gulls pregame show, live from Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island.
Gone! A grand slam! To left power, right tower power, and the Gulls walk off in the 15th inning!
Coming up, interviews, stats, standings, lineups, and a whole lot more.
Tomas steps on the back for one out, throws to first, and it is in time, a double play.
And that one is gone! Joey Hafner!
Swinging a high drive, left field deep. Bolzano going back, looking up. This ball is a two-run homer. P.J. Jones hits it out.
Stay tuned. The pregame show begins now on the NECBL Broadcast Network. In his second season covering Newport Gulls baseball, here's play-by-play broadcaster Dave Peck.
After jumping out to a hot start in the 2018 NECBL season, the Newport Gulls have lost their last 3 to fall to 3-4, fifth in the Southern Division standings. They look to get back in the win column here tonight as they face off against the 3-4 Keene SwampBats on Salve Regina University night here at Cardines Field. First pitch set for 6:35. Dave Peck, field level, getting you set for this interdivisional matchup between the SwampBats and the Gulls, where 250 free Newport Gulls adult t-shirts will be given away, courtesy of Chris Electric. The SwampBats, with that 3-4 record, currently sit 4th in the Northern Division standings, coming off a 4-3 loss last night in 10 innings to the Valley Blue Sox. Offensively, they have been strong, batting a team .277 on the year. That is second in the NECBL. And individually, they've been led offensively by the Alabama product Joe Bro, who bats .375 in 32 at-bats this season. Newport falling to the Pilgrims 9-0, the second consecutive time they've been blanked by the Pilgrims, who have the first-ranked pitching staff in the league. They look to get things going. Despite that, they still have the third-ranked offense in the league. They'll have to put together a complete game to get back to 500 here tonight. Don't go anywhere. It's the Gulls and the SwampBats on Salve Regina University night. The pregame show starts right now. Welcome back to the pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. It is time for the front office report. Dave Peck alongside Director of Baseball Operations Mike Falcone. Mike, how are we doing today?
Not bad. How you doing today, Dave?
I'm Mike. I look around and I see banners everywhere, sponsors on the outfield walls. How much work this offseason did you put in and the team put in to get those up there?
Yeah, I mean, it's a team effort, as is on the field. It was a fun offseason, that's for sure. After last year, kind of my first go-around doing it, felt a little bit more comfortable getting involved in the community. And we got some colorful stuff up there. I think it looks really nice, gives the ballpark a nice touch.
You mentioned this is your second year Director of Baseball Operations, third year with the Gulls. How has it been different, with a year under your belt?
Definitely, like I just kind of mentioned, comfortability. I've seen some of the things that we might have to react to on a game day or on an off day, even some of the team needs or the behind the scenes type stuff. So I'm still learning. Every game is something else I'm picking up, but it's just kind of knowing and hopefully anticipating some of those little hiccups that can arise on a game day.
Now it's Salve Regina University night, of course, your alma mater. How special is it to have them back in the ballpark? And, what did you take away in your 4 years at Salve?
Well, I mean, if it wasn't for Salve, I wouldn't be standing right here. So, I got a lot of credits to Salve Regina and to Newport. Just an amazing school. I came up here to play some ball, but as the records show, I didn't really get on the field too often there. So if it wasn't for the faculty, the whole community, and just the city of Newport, I wouldn't, again, be with the Gulls here. So got to say it was a great experience, and I highly recommend it to anybody watching at home right now.
Now, what would you say is your favorite part about being with Newport? Seeing people develop, watching the team, getting the players. What part do you really cherish the most?
I think it's just the family nature that the organization is, from the top of the organization, the front office, to the players, the interns, whether it's media or game day operations. Everybody just from day one seems to act as brother and sister and really wants the same goal, because these guys are doing it on the field, interns and front office is doing it off the field, and you guys are doing something special on the media. So I think that's what's most special about it, is just how everybody works together and how we're all really trying to raise the bar year in and year out.
All right, Mike. Thank you. Best of luck the rest of the season. Mike Falcone, Dave Peck, don't go anywhere. The Newport Gulls pregame show continues next right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to the NECBL pregame show. I'm Joe DeLeon here with the Newport Gulls, and standing with me right now is Dean McCann, who is the Assistant Director of Baseball Operations. How are you doing today, Dean?
I'm doing pretty good today.
So what exactly does your role entail with the Newport Gulls?
Well, I'm here every morning setting up the signs across town, getting everything up around here, all the signage. But other than that, just helping out wherever Mike needs help with sponsors and all that, and just making sure everything runs smoothly on game day.
What motivated you to come work with the Gulls this summer?
Well, I worked with the Red Sox last summer and had a little bit of experience going into this. I wanted some more experience, loved what I was doing, so came down here a little bit more free to do more stuff down here.
What kind of position did you have with the Red Sox last year?
I used to work fan and youth engagement down there, working game days, ticketing, all kinds of stuff.
So today I've been told that we're a little bit understaffed. There's a couple people missing because of other obligations. How is that affecting your role today?
Well, we're all going to be bouncing around, helping each other out, doing as best we can. Just, make sure the game goes well, make sure everything goes smoothly, and, make sure hopefully the Gulls win.
Yeah, hopefully the Gulls do win today and everything does go smoothly, but the NECBL pregame show continues after this.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on the NECBL Baseball Network. I'm Nick Bello here with John Mazza, catcher here for Newport Gulls. Now, John, what's it like playing NECBL?
It's been great so far. I mean, Newport's been a great place. The travel's not so bad. I love it so far. It's really nice.
And are you taking advantage of the opportunities you have here in Newport?
Oh, yeah, I definitely am. The beaches here are great, awesome atmosphere, so I've been loving it so far.
And John, what's the transition been like from metal bats to wood bats?
Well, with the wood bat, I gotta really focus up on a good pitch to swing at, and to really understand my swing to get square up the ball as best as I can.
Awesome. Thank you, John. And the pregame show will continue next.
Welcome back to the NECBL game pregame show. I'm Joe DeLeon here with the Newport Gulls, and standing with me is Liam O'Regan. How are you doing today, Liam?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So you're the only returning player here for the Newport Gulls. What led you to come back this summer?
I mean, in my opinion, there's no better place to play in the country, and this is my hometown, so it was a no-brainer.
So like I said, only returning guy. In what ways have you helped your teammates get accustomed to the new organization, get accustomed to the city of Newport?
Just kind of directed them to the right areas around town and answered any questions that they might have about Newport.
And as you said, you are a guy that's from the area, you're from Middletown. What is it like to represent the state?
It means everything. I mean, I've been coming to Gulls games since I was 6, so it's pretty cool to be able to now play for the Gulls.
So during batting practice, we happened to notice that you broke a window. What happened with that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the people out there are used to it, but yeah. Ended up breaking a window, but I'm sure he has some insurance or something like that.
Yeah, if I'm correct, I think we have a deal with Newport Glass that hooks him up. But thank you for talking with me. We continue the NECBL pregame show after this.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. It is time for the Broadcasters Roundtable. Dave Peck, joined to my left by Newport Gulls field reporter Joe DeLeon, and to my right by the voice of the Keene SwampBats, Josh Caridio. Joe, we'll start with you. Second straight game that Newport has been shut out. What's been struggling offensively for them?
Well, I touched upon in the previous game. We've really struggled against teams that have really good pitching staffs. The Plymouth Pilgrims have the best ERA in the league. At the end of the day, they just need to stop letting these good pitching staffs take advantage of them. Oftentimes, their at-bats tend to be very short. They need to extend those at-bats, whether it's getting more foul balls or just staying alive. Take advantage of the opportunities that they have instead of letting them fall.
Now, it's an impressive team offensively, put up a lot of numbers really early on in the very beginning of the season. How much is it mental to try and get out of this slump?
Well, you just got to take every play one at a time. In any sport, you can't focus on the past too much. If they start looking back too much at all the mistakes that they've been making and all the things that they've let get past them, they're going to stay in this slump like they've been doing.
Only 2 stolen bases for the Gulls. That's last in the NECBL. Is that a stat that they could potentially increase in order to help generate runs?
Well, yes, certainly. Advancing the runners as much as you can. We have been struggling the past few games, like we said, with the runs, and a lot of it's come from the hitting as well. If we can advance the runners around the bases in situations with stolen bases, that could be the best way we can get guys in scoring position.
All right, Josh, we'll toss it over to you real quick. 284 batting average, second in the NECBL are the SwampBats. What's something that's impressed you about them so far?
Being patient with taking pitches from the opposing pitchers and really finding the good pitch to hit in an at-bat for sure.
So 35 runs, all of which have been earned. Is that a testament to the fielders, the guys behind the pitchers so far this season?
That and combined with spectacular pitching, particularly from, I'd say, we have Andrew Hood on our roster who has not given up a run in 4 scoreless innings or so out of the bullpen in relief. So I think it's a combined effort. We look to get back on track against the Gulls tonight after a walk-off loss to the defending champion Blue Sox. So we'll see how that goes.
2-game losing streak. Newport's on a 3-game losing streak. How do they pick up a win here and improve to 4-4?
Do the same thing that they've been doing all year, and that's been great team baseball on all 3 facets of the game. You get pitching, defense, and hitting. So we'll see how that goes tonight against Newport.
For the voice of the SwampBats and Newport Gulls field reporter, I'm Dave Peck. Don't go anywhere. The Newport Gulls pregame show continues next, right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. It's time for the Coach's Corner. Dave Peck alongside Greg Gall, the hitting coach for the Newport Gulls. Coach, blanked in 2 straight games, both by the first-ranked Plymouth pitching staff. Is there an adjustment that needs to be made, or just got to keep trusting the process?
Well, one of the things I talked to him about is when you get in those kind of situations, you got to look to see what kind of patterns those guys are throwing as far as pitchers. You know, if they're throwing strikes at the first pitch or not, and we got to make the adjustments, and that's bottom line. And one of the things we instilled, tried to tell the players and our hitters are that, you know what, our job is to try to knock that guy out. And once those pitchers get in a rhythm, you want to try to break that up. And that's what we're trying to do, and hopefully that transpires later on here.
On average, Newport's averaged probably 5 lefties in the lineup so far this season per game, and so far been struggling for the most part, average-wise, against left-handed pitching. Why do you think that's the case?
Well, there's no secret. I think the other teams know that too. So, you know what? In the same token, a lot of these kids don't face that many lefties during their season. So, you know, I think it's a good thing for us, actually. You know, we may struggle a little bit right now, but it's a good thing for us right now that we're seeing these lefties, because later on down the road we'll be facing them and they'll be more comfortable.
Jack Gething's coming back from that injury. He's got a home run, a double, and 3 singles. What have you seen from him recently?
Yeah, I mean, he's a spark plug. I mean, he's a gamer. You know, he's the kind of kid that you want to put out there in every position, and he goes about his business the right way. And wherever we put him, he's there for us.
All right, thanks, Coach. Greg Grawl, Dave Peck. Don't go anywhere. The Gulls and the SwampBats are up next, right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Swing and a miss. The Newport Gulls are the 2014 NECBL champions. The Gulls, for the 6th time in franchise history, will hoist the Fay Vincent Cup.
This is Newport Gulls baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The 2-2 pitch. Swinging and a miss. He struck him out. 19 strikeouts for Chase Reed.
Newport Gulls baseball is brought to you by Sullivan Tire, South Coast Health, by Newport Glass, better call Newport Glass, and by Serve Pro.
Gulls win on a 3-run walk-off home run in the bottom of the 10th by Kyle Haker. You can't about it. Run game tied.
By 3 and 2, the official footwear of the Newport Gulls. And Raytheon, proud supporters of Military Appreciation Night, the People's Credit Union, proud sponsor of the Fanatic About Reading Night, and by Tiverton Little League, by Taylor Rental, by Subway, Newport and Sun Roofing, by Discover Newport, and by United Healthcare.
2-2 pitch.
It's swung on and miss. Strike 3. And Brett Gray strikes out the side.
By Diamond, the official baseball of the NECBL. Diamond, simply the best. By the Brick Alley Pub and Restaurant in Newport, by the town of Middletown, and by Salve Regina University.
Take 1 pitch, 1 out, 1 inning at a time.
By Clements Marketplace, Frosty Free, by O'Brien's, by the UPS Store.
It's swung on, hitting the air to center field deep, going back to Cano Jr., still going back at the wall, he leaps, and he makes the catch. Here's a throw back to first. It's a long throw. It will be in time. He's out at double play. Can you believe it? This one's over. Carl Wilcox strikes out the side.
Here in the ninth, bringing a line drive right at Jeff Miller. He steps to the back for the double play, or it's a triple play, an unassisted triple play. Can you believe it?
By Newport Daily News, Atria Senior Living, Newport County YMCA, and Horan Building and Construction.
Ground ball, Weasley hit to right side. Fielded by Donovan. Throws to second. Out there. Relay to first. Double play, and the inning is over.
The Newport Gulls set the new NECBL record for wins in a season with 32. Swinging and driving in right field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Running third is Butler. He will be waved home. The relay to the plate is not in time. Newport Gulls win 1-0.
Jeff is coming home. He scores, and the Gulls win.
By the Rhode Island Fraternal Order of Police, and by Domino's Pizza, the official pizza of the Newport Gulls.
Let's go, Gulls! Let's go! Let's go, Gulls! Let's go!
And the Newport Gulls have pitched a no-hitter.
Shows you how good of a team we are. That's why we're in first place. Yep, let's keep going.
He goes to third. It's going to be a double play.
This one is back at the wall, and it is gone.
By Viking Tours, the official travel company of the Newport Gulls. By Dr. Nathan Tillman, Newport Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, the official Newport Gulls team dentist. By First Command Financial Planning and Century 21. We know our business.
Number 300 for skipper Mike Coons. Gone! A grand slam! Two-one power! Right tower power!
Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. The Newport Gulls are the 2009 NECBL champions. The Gulls mob Jeff Brown behind the mound as the Gulls become the first team in league history to win 4 Fay Vincent Cups.
Once again, here's Dave Peck and the Newport Gulls broadcast team.
Welcome you back to Cardines Field here in Newport, Rhode Island, where the Gulls are taking on the Keene SwampBats, who currently sit at 3-4 and fourth in the Northern Division. Dave Peck alongside Newport Gulls scorekeeper Andre Olivier, my broadcast partner Aram Layton, and Newport Gulls field reporter Joe DeLeon. Newport riding a 3-game losing streak, trying to snap that here tonight, as they have their Friday night orange tops on here in the city by the sea. It's Salve Regina University night, where 250 adult t-shirts will be given out courtesy of Chris Electric. And there were clouds in the sky. Those have passed. No precipitation is expected here at Cardines Field. Newport and the SwampBats, two teams that have a losing streak going. We'll see who's able to snap that here tonight. Newport coming off that 9-0 loss versus Plymouth in yesterday's ball game. Jerry Burke got the loss, going 4 innings, giving up 5 runs, 5 hits, walking 3 and striking out just 2. Newport was out hit 10-6, and they did not have an extra base hit or have a runner reach third base. That's the second time it's happened when they faced a Plymouth Pilgrim team that had a 150 earned run average coming into it. Their team ERA is now down to 1.27. None of their first 3 starting pitchers have given up an earned run so far this season. The SwampBats so far are 3-4, fourth in the Northern Division, coming off a 4-3 loss to the Valley Blue Sox in 10 innings. Kyle Witten got the start, 4 innings pitched, 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 walk, 4 Ks, but it was Justin Willis who picked up the loss in that 10-inning loss. And I will bring in my broadcast partner Aram Layton to talk a little bit of Newport Gulls. Aram, it's been an offense that really started off very hot, top-ranked, and they've just seen that number slowly decline. They're still ranked 3rd, batting .277 as a team, but they've been outscored 27-9 in their last 3 games. What has to happen to finally get a run across the board here tonight?
Well, the big thing for the Gulls is they have to not play the Plymouth Pilgrims, it seems. I mean, the offense has been at least, representable when they're not playing Plymouth. Even they haven't been shut out in any other opponent so far this season. So I was going to ask you the same question. Is it a Plymouth problem, or is there actually a problem that you're seeing with them at the plate? Is it the Plymouth pitching rotation that's that good, or are they struggling?
When you have an ERA of 1.27 and none of your starting pitchers have given up a run, it certainly is very difficult. And against left-handed pitching, Newport has a lineup with 5 lefties in it. And so far this season, they have struggled against left-handed pitching. I was talking to Coach Thrall, and he said, teams know that there are 5 lefties in this Newport lineup. And head-to-head, they have a 228 average compared to a 323 average against right-handers. So we'll see what happens here tonight as the lights are on at Cardines Field, and Newport looks to get back to 500. Like I said, they rank 5th right now in the Southern Division, after jumping out to a hot start. And we will take a quick break, but be right back. Don't go anywhere. It's an interdivisional matchup between the SwampBats and the Gulls right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Recorded or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game cannot be disseminated without the express written consent of the Newport Gulls and the Commissioner's Office of the New England Collegiate Baseball League.
As we welcome you back here to Cardines Field.
A couple first pitch throws.
Just ahead of first pitch, and we will take you around the NECBL to look at scores from last night, teams in action tonight, and the standings around the league. For that, I'll send it over to Newport Gulls field reporter Joe DeLeon. Joe.
Thanks, Dave. Last night we had 6 games that occurred. Starting off, we had the Sanford Mainers getting a victory against the Upper Valley Nighthawks 5-2. The Vermont Mountaineers fell 1-0 to the division-leading Danbury Westerners, and then New Bedford fell in the rankings to the Ocean State Waves, who have been hot lately, with a victory of 5-4. The Plymouth Pilgrims snuck out with a 9-0 victory, second straight win against the Newport Gulls. And then the Mystic Schooners had a 6-2 win against the North Adams Steeplecats. And finally, the Valley Blue Sox beat the Keene SwampBats in extra innings last night. As far as games going on today, no games have started so far, but the Vermont Mountaineers are taking on the Mystic Schooners. The Winnipesaukee Muskrats will face the New Bedford Bay Sox. The North Adams Steeplecats are taking off the Sanford Mainers. The Danbury Westerners will be facing the Plymouth Pilgrims, and then finally, the Ocean State Waves will see the Valley Blue Sox. As far as the standings around the league, the Valley Blue Sox currently lead the Northern Division with a record of 6-2. Right behind them is the Sanford Mainers, tied with the Upper Valley Nighthawks at 5-2. And at the bottom of the division is still the Winnipesaukee Muskrats at 1-6. As far as the Gulls division in the Southern Division, the Danbury Westerners still sit at top, 5-3. And the Plymouth Pilgrims have slowly pushed their way towards the top of the rankings, currently tied with the Danbury Westerners with a record of 5-3. Right behind them is a New Bedford Bay Sox team that has been struggling as of late, and our hometown Newport Gulls are currently second to last, right above the Mystic Schooners, with a record of 3-4. Back to you, Dave.
Thank you, Joe. As a team, Newport comes in batting .277. That is third in the NECBL. We will send it down to the field for the Honor Guard and the National Anthem.
With us tonight is Sergeant Jason Balder, who had graduated from South Virginia's master's program in 2007. Tonight's performance of the National Anthem will be done by the St. Michael's Country Day School, led by Christine Langella.
So
Thank you to all who participated in tonight's pregame ceremony, and once again, thank you, Salve Regina. Now let's get ready to play some baseball.
As always, a very nice national anthem, tonight being sung by St. Michael's Country Day School, led by Christine Langiello. The honor guard was Lincoln Police Department and Lincoln Police Chief Brian Sullivan, who's 2015 graduate of Salve Regina, along with several other officers, current and retired. And of course, the Director of Baseball Operations for the Gulls, Mike Falcone, a graduate of Salve Regina University. So there are a lot of community members and people associated with the Gulls here tonight. I'd like to acknowledge Christine Hendrickson, the Newport Gulls Director of Public Relations, and Joanna Mansilivano, Newport Gulls Special Events Coordinator, and many former interns who have worked with us here in Newport. It's the Gulls and the SwampBats coming up in just 1 minute. And to take you through the lineup for the visiting SwampBats, I will bring in Aram Layton. Aram.
Leading off for the Keene SwampBats is Eric Delgado, playing shortstop out of St. Thomas University. Batting second is Joe Bro out of Alabama Tuscaloosa, playing right field. Mike Woodworth batting third out of UConn and playing left. Alex Carballo playing center field out of Kennesaw State. Brandon Smith playing first out of the University of Dayton. Alex Griffith playing catcher out of Francis Marion University. Shamir Morales will be DHing today out of Broward College. Buddy Dwayne Jr. will be batting eighth out of Central Connecticut State, playing left field. And Mitchell Golden will be rounding it out and playing second base for Georgia Southern. And on the bump today for Keene will be Ian Exposito, also out of St. Thomas University.
Thank you, Arm. They will face off against Drew Ravino, the senior at St. Louis University, the righty, 6'1", 205, and this past season, he had a 10-2 record, tied for first in wins for his team in 18 appearances. Started 11 games with a 2.13 earned run average. That was first for St. Louis University. He threw 67.2 innings, only allowed 16 earned runs off 48 hits while striking out 52, and had a 203 batting average against. And he was very special in that championship game versus George Mason, when he went 7 innings, gave up no runs on 3 hits, and struck out 7. St. Louis as a team this past spring, 39-19 overall, 19-14 in the Atlantic 10 Conference. That was first. And they beat Davidson and George Mason twice to win the 2018 Atlantic 10 Championship. And they made it actually to the NCAA Regionals, where they beat Ole Miss and lost to Missouri State. But the Gulls are happy to have Ravino here, who's making his first appearance of the evening in a Gulls uniform. And we will take you through the lineup for the home team Newport Gulls. Jack Gethings leading things off. He's playing second from Fairfield University. In the 2-hole tonight, number 9, the shortstop, Cole Austin from Arizona State. Batting third, Dalton Reed, the designated hitter from Seminole State, committed to the University of Kentucky. And the cleanup hole is Cody Hosey playing third from Tulane. Behind him, Zach Hogeson out in center from Arizona State. Sixth is Stevie Mangrum, the right fielder from Virginia Tech. The first baseman batting seventh is Zach Britton. He's from Louisville. Batting eighth, Logan Harvey, the Wake Forest product, who's catching tonight for Ravino. And rounding out this Newport lineup is Dylan Plew, the left fielder from Washington State. Plew back in the lineup after taking a few nights off, just nursing some bumps and bruises. As you know, it's a long season, and to come straight into summer ball, that's something that the managers definitely have to pay attention to when they're making their starting lineups day in and day out.
Well, especially with the pitchers, it's something that you see Coach Coombs being a little careful about, especially when they get that pitch count high in a certain inning. A lot of pitchers get frustrated. They think they can pitch out of certain situations, but at the end of the day, it's Coach Coombs' job to keep these players safe and return them back to their schools nice and healthy.
The umpires for tonight's ball game, Anthony Letizio is behind the plate. The first base ump is Cameron Haney. And umping third tonight is Joe Gravina. Here at historic Cardines Field, opened its gates in 1908. Take you through the field dimensions for Cardines. It's 315 down that left field line, juts out to 365 in left center. Dead center field is 395. Comes back in right center field to 315. And then short porch and right, it's 285, but the fence is 28 feet high all the way around. But Arm, that certainly does not stop the Newport Gulls hitters. They have 9 home runs so far this season. That was first in the NECBL. Now they're tied for second. But also in batting practice, I mean, they are breaking windows left and right.
Well, that's something we've seen. They've knocked out a couple windows here. And the other thing that's very impressive is they spray it all over the field. They're hitting them to dead center where you see it's 395, and they'll poke them down the line where it's 280. But the defenses don't seem to be an issue at all for the Gulls.
For our official weather report this evening, I will send it over to Newport Gulls field reporter and amateur meteorologist Joe DeLeon. Joe, what have we got in the skies?
Well, right now it looks like we're just going to miss the rain, which is good news. We don't want another postponed game here in Newport. And the precipitation percentages right now is 0 across the board until 10 o'clock. We will see some rain later tonight. And just looking at the radar, there is some cloud formation within the general area. It's just right on the southern tip of Narragansett, so it's just going to miss us. However, things can change. Wind can shift things. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But like I said, we want to get through a full game today, Dave.
We'll see. And you allude to that game against the Bay Sox on Wednesday night. It was a fog out, the first fog out for Newport since 2004. And we were watching some old videos thanks to our producer, Tom Lima, who was able to dig those up. And it may have been more foggy back in 04. It seemed like just as they called it on Wednesday night, the fog slowly cleared out. But the last play to happen in that game was that grand slam by Zach Hogeson. And I talked to him, Zach, did you see the ball? Did you feel it? Did you know it was gone? He said, I could feel it. So all I had to do was let it go into the sky, disappear, and let the umps make the call. That was Wednesday. This is Friday. Keene versus Newport. Eric Delgado digs in to face Drew Ravino. About to make his first pitch of this 2018 NECBL season. Delgado playing shortstop from St. Thomas University. Ravino looks in. First pitch offering misses low. 1 ball and no strikes.
Delgado had a phenomenal spring for St. Thomas, batting .401. The crazy part about that is that was third on his team.
There's the 1-0, hot shot grounder down the third baseline, foul to move it to 1 ball and 1 strike. Delgado batting .345 so far this season. He's 10 for 29, 4 doubles. That is first for the SwampBats, and also has 7 RBI, which is second on his team. Keene wearing their black tops with Keene written in purple, white pants. Newport in their Friday orange tops with white pants as the 1-1 pitch misses inside. Fastball just brushed Delgado off the plate, 2-1. Ravino from the windup. Here's the 2-1. Line drive into left field, sinking quickly. Plu's coming in, but he'll field it on the hop. It's a leadoff single for Delgado, and Keene has their first base runner of the ball game. So wasting no time was Delgado, and he continues his success as he has looked sharp so far this season.
The right fielder, number 13, Joe.
It'll be interesting to see how the Gulls hold runners on. As we said earlier, Keene is leading the NECBL in stolen bases, a very speedy team that's not afraid to swipe a bag or two.
So here's Joe Bro from Alabama, rising senior, bats from the left side. High Sox, first pitch, check swing on the high fastball, does not go. 1 ball and no strikes. Bro, a guy that's been hitting the ball very well so far for the SwampBats. Batting .375, 12 for 32, with 2 home runs and 5 RBI. 1-0 pitch, fastball on the outer third, in there for strike 1. Bro with his left foot all the way back as far as he can in that left-handed batter's box. Awaiting the 1-1 from Ravino. Here it is. It's a breaking ball up. The runner is off, and the throw from Harvey is not in time. Delgado has himself a stolen base as this one rolls into center field, and now he'll advance all the way to third. So it got under Austin's glove out there and short, and Delgado took advantage of it. He now stands on third with nobody out.
And there's that aggressive base running from Keene we saw. Gulls are going to have to step up and throw some runners out because they're going to test them all game long.
Harvey behind the dish, catching for Ravino, and he has not played catcher in a number of games as he's been at first and played a little bit of second as well. It's been mostly Mazza behind the dish. Here's the 1-1, waved through and missed for strike 2. So advancing all the way to third, that will be an error on Harvey. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball waved through and missed for strike 3. First strikeout of the night for Ravino, and there's one gone here in the first.
Huge strikeout for Ravino. He's going to have to pitch himself out of this situation because almost any contact in play is going to be a run here for Keene.
And for Newport, so far this season, leadoff men have been a problem for this pitching staff. Leadoff hitters batting .358 versus Newport. But they've been able to get out of jams. Runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Opponents only batting .138. Runners in scoring position with less than 2 outs. Opponents batting .200. They've been able to grind. We'll see what he can do here against Woodworth. First pitch. Line drive right at Austin. At short, he goes to third with it to try and double up Delgado. But does not make the play there. He does make the out, and they're 2 away here in the first.
A line out there was a best case scenario for the Gulls. A ground ball up the middle with the infield back would have been a run. A fly ball in the outfield would have been a run. So that worked out quite nicely for the Gulls.
So Woodworth was first pitch swinging very aggressive, but a nice hopping play by Austin. And, you know, heady play to try and go to third to get Delgado, but good discipline there from the St. Thomas University senior. Here's Alex Carballo, who takes ball 1 on the inside part of the plate. Carballo from Kennesaw State University, a rising junior. Ravino from the stretch. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball taken high for ball 2. Smith comes into this ball game batting .276, 8 for 29, 2 doubles, 1 home run, but leads the SwampBats with 9 RBI. Also has 11 strikeouts, so that is first for Keene. 1 on, 2 out. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball just a bit high. 3 balls and no strikes.
Carballo, one of several players from South Florida, went to high school at Archbishop McCarthy, a national powerhouse, won 3 straight state championships.
Very impressive, and so far in the NECBL season, he's looked good as he takes a strike, catches most of the plate. Push the count to 3 balls and 1 strike here in the city by the sea. The Newport Gulls facing off against the Keene SwampBats for the first time. 1 of 2 matchups. It's an interdivisional square off here tonight. Here's the 3-1. That one waved through and missed for strike 3. He loaded it up there and blew it right by him. Strike 2, rather. So battling all the way back. Now a full count here to Carballo. That's from the left side. Ravino comes to the set, takes a look at Delgado at third, now goes to the plate. Fastball high, easy take, ball 4. First walk of the night for Ravino. Keene has runners on the corner, still 2 away here in the top of the first inning, no score. 6:45 on the eastern seaboard here at Cardines Field. And there were some dangerous clouds in the area, but it's lightened up here. You can see some blue sky around. With any luck, we'll get this whole game in as Harvey comes out, first and third situation. He puts on the sign, 2 down though. Any ground ball, 4 set. Second and first here for the Gulls as Brandon Smith digs in.
It'll be interesting to see if Harvey wants to try and shoot down that runner at second if he goes.
First pitch from Ravino is taken for strike 1. Nice spot on the outer third.
First throw kicked into center field. You got 2 outs here. Might want to just go after the batter.
Smith from Dayton University. Here's the 0-1. And Carballo is off. The throw from Harvey is close, and it's in time. Logan Harvey with the throw gets Newport out of a jam. and leave the SwampBats off the scoreboard. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning, still 0-0 in Newport. Don't go anywhere. You're listening and watching Newport Gulls baseball right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
We would like to thank DreamBat Company, an official partner of the New England League, for their support and sponsorship of our postseason awards. DreamBat Company has been a proud partner and supporter of the New England League since 2010. Visit dreambats.com and enter coupon code NECBL20 for 20% off your entire online purchase. Hey Gulls fans, DVDs of all home games are available. To order copies, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. All DVDs include a full pregame show, postgame show, 5 high-quality cameras, and exclusive player interviews. Everything you know and love about Newport Gulls baseball. For more information, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Don't miss your chance to own a piece of the 2018 Newport Gulls season. You're watching and listening to Newport Gulls baseball on your flagship home for the Gulls all season long, the NECBL Broadcast Network.
As we welcome you back to the ballpark here, no score. Gulls due up for the first time this evening, and they will face off against the rising senior from St. Thomas University, Ian Exposito, left-hander, going against a Newport team that has struggled so far this season against left-handed pitching. Coming in, just batting .228 as a team in 114 at-bats. They have 26 hits against lefties compared to 40 versus righties. One thing they do better is 5 home runs against left-handed pitching to 4 against righties. So we'll see what they can do here. They've been held off the scoreboard for the past 2 games when they ran into the Plymouth Pilgrims.
I got a chance to talk to Zach Hogeson before the game, and he mentioned that they almost expect lefties at this point. They're getting a steady diet of them. Teams know that they're struggling a little bit against lefties, and they're going to have to prove to other teams that they can hit lefties, or else they're going to keep seeing them.
Ian Exposito, the lefty, 5'11", 185 from Pinecrest, Florida, in this past year. Had a 9-1 record. He was 3rd in wins on his team in 14 appearances. All 14 of those appearances were starts, and he had a 3.04 earned run average in 77 innings on the hill. Also struck out 70, so he can certainly fan opposing hitters. And that's something that Newport so far this season has not done particularly well. 67 strikeouts on the year for the Gulls. That is 6th in the NECBL. They do have a 4.41 slugging percentage, which is 1st, and that's not really surprising, but the problem so far in this past week when they haven't been hitting is their best hitters, Austin, Reed, and Hosey, at least the guys who started off so hot, they were held hitless last night. And if we look back to the game against the Plymouth Pilgrims on Monday, it was Dalton Reed who had the double, but besides that, not much production from the heart of this Newport lineup.
And they've been doing most of the damage, like you said. Reed and Hosey both have 3 home runs, and Cole Austin as well has three home runs as well. So, I mean, that's a lot of offense from the middle of your order, and when they're not hitting, the lineup feels it.
Here's a guy who has been hitting, Jack Gethings. Had a 3-for-4 evening yesterday, 3 singles. And in that Wednesday game that was fogged out, he had a home run and a double. First pitch from Exposito is a curveball taken for strike 1. Gethings batting .368, 7 for 19, 2 doubles, 3 RBI. As the 0-1 curveball just misses a little low, 1 ball and 1 strike. And, you know, I bring up the home run and the double he had in that game versus the Bay Sox. Those statistics are not into the system yet because the book has not been closed. Here's the 1-1 pitch, waved over for strike 2. A nice breaking ball there by Exposito. He's gone to that a lot early.
Well, he's going to go to the off-speed typically against a left-hander, see if they can hit it. But he's also got a good velocity on his fastball. He might go challenge hitters as well.
Here's the 1-2, another breaking ball, check swing by Gethings. The look to third base. Joe Gravina says he did not go, so it'll even things up at 2 apiece. Gethings, Austin, and Reed due up here for Newport. Still no score, bottom of the first inning. 2-2. Another breaking ball, another check swing, but this one misses low. and Gethings has himself a full count. Lights are on here at Cardines Field. Crowd shuffling in on Salve Regina University night. Here's the 3-2. Popped up foul down the third base side, up and out of play. Gethings bats from the left side. White cleats. Blue and orange batting gloves with the black bat. Here's the 3-2. Fastball misses low, and it's a leadoff walk.
It's an ideal at bat out of your leadoff hitter. Get to see a lot of the pitches from Exposito, see what he has to offer, and it gives a little bit of an advantage to the hitters following Gethings.
That was Gethings' third walk of the season. Yeah, he's been a good guy in that leadoff spot when he's been in the lineup, and really a sure-handed second baseman as well. He's for Fairfield University. Here comes Cole Austin from Arizona State. And that's from the right side. First pitch from Exposito is a breaking ball waved over and missed for strike one. So based on just the 7 pitches that have happened so far, we've seen a majority of off-speed from Exposito as he goes to first to check on Gethings. It's a close play, but the Stag is able to dive back in safely. Austin batting .242 so far this year. Here's the 0-1. That one misses low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Greg Grawl coaching third, hitting coach for Newport, and Xander Jones, the first base coach for the Gulls, who are managed by Mike Coombs. 1-1 pitch, popped up behind home plate. Griffith takes off his mask, but it gets out of play. Move the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Austin with 3 home runs, 8 RBI. That is tied for first for the Gulls with his teammate Dalton Reed. And they need these guys to get hot once again as Exposito goes to first one more time.
Exposito's got a Jamie Moyer, Andy Pettit type of leg kick where he can almost decide mid-pitch if he wants to go to first or home.
Newport, a team that only has 2 stolen bases. Here's the 1-2. That one, a deep fly ball to left field. Going back is Woodworth. Will it stay fair? No, it does not, as it bounces into the street deep in that left field corner. And it looked like it may have had the distance, but instead it's just a long strike. And another 1-2 pitch coming here to Austin. Turned on the inside fastball, but it looked like he knew that it was foul, as you see there, Woodworth going into the corner. Exposito from the stretch, slide step. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There's a breaking ball in there for strike 3. Austin doesn't like it, but he sits down for out number 1 here in the first.
It's a tough angle up here in the booth. It looked like it could have been off the plate away, like Cole Austin might have had a little bit of a case there. Nonetheless, a great backdoor pitch. Not much Cole Austin can do with that.
That's very tough. You know, it sneaks in from the lefty, and it goes on the outside corner, just nips the black. That's the 3rd strikeout in a row for Austin. He is now 0 for his last 5. Here's Dalton Reed. First pitch curveball, this one roped into right field. Bro fields it, coming around second. Headed for third is Gethings, and he will get there safely. Dalton Reed has himself a single, and Newport has runners on the corners with 1 down here in the first.
And that's a matchup I was looking forward to. I wanted to see how Dalton Reed was going to respond against a lefty with good off speed like Exposito, and he jumps all over the first pitch.
That's got to feel good. Dalton, the guy who started so hot and cooled off a little bit, but still a very dangerous hitter. Came in batting .286 against left-handed pitchers, so he's one guy who has had relative success, as in steps Cody Hosey. First pitch from Exposito, swung on, line drive into left field. That'll get down for a hit. Gethings scores from third. Reed moves up to second, and Newport takes a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning.
And a little bit of that, the jumping on the first pitch, I think has to do with what the Newport Gulls hitters saw from that initial Gethings at bat. Seeing 8 pitches like that, to see what this pitcher has in his arsenal, they're sitting back on that off-speed pitch and jumping on it first pitch.
That was Hosey's 7th RBI of the season. Breaks this 0-0 tie. Newport still threatening, just one down. Runners on first and second for Zach Hogeson. So Dalton Reed and Cody Hosey in the 3-4 answer the call after going 0 for last night. First pitch to Hogeson is a breaking ball, just misses outside, 1-0. Hogeson is a guy who had a single in yesterday's game. It was a broken bat flare into shallow right center field. Exposito takes a long look in, sets the glove at the chest. Leg kick, here's the 1-0 pitch. Nubber down the first base line. First baseman Smith scoops it up to Exposito covering first. A nifty 3-1 ground out, and a nice execution there for out number 2. Exposito with some athleticism, jumping off the hill.
Got over there pretty quickly.
The right fielder.
So 2 down, here's Stevie Mangrum. Mangrum was 2 for 3 with a couple of singles in yesterday's game. Virginia Tech Hokie. That's from the right side. Reed on second, Reed on third, Hosey on second, as the first pitch curveball is in there for strike 1. Two on, 2 out. Here's the 0-1. Fastball just runs inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mangrum 6 foot 215. Rising senior from Charlottesville, Virginia. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Curveball skips all the way to the backstop, giving chase is Griffith. No advance for Reed there at third because it's very short to the backstop here at Cardines.
Very short, and it's all wood. You have to kind of account for maybe the ball bouncing back right to the catcher. Not much you can work with back there.
No, there's not a lot of room behind home plate or in foul territory down, especially that third base line. And right field, you have the warehouse there. That is the foul line. And, of course, the dugouts that are down the first base line. Newport closer to home plate. Keene closer to first base. 2-1 pitch coming to Mangrum. Here it is. Breaking ball popped up into deep right field. Bro going back at the fence is able to make the catch to retire the side, but the Gulls strike first. They get 1 run off. 2 hits leave, 2 runners aboard, no errors for the SwampBats. We'll head to the second, 1-0 Newport right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The 25th Annual New England League All-Star Game will be hosted by our very own Valley Blue Sox on Sunday, July 29th. Join the NECBL's best as they take to the diamond in front of scouts from every MLB organization at McKenzie Stadium in Holyoke, Massachusetts. Visit asg18.necbl.com for more information. The Newport Gulls, 6-time champions of the NECBL. Follow the whole season right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. This is Newport Gulls Baseball, on your home for the Gulls, the NECBL Broadcast Network.
So 1-0 your score. Newport is able to strike first on the RBI single from Cody Hosey. And we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, how would Reed and Hosey be able to respond after, a couple of games where, yes, they faced such a very difficult pitching staff in Plymouth, but they were held off the stat book, and, just like that in the first inning, they're responsible for that first run.
Well, if you're the Gulls, that's got to take a lot of weight off of your shoulders, getting shut out twice in several games. Just to get that run on the board out of the way in the first inning takes a lot of weight off your shoulders, and now they can kind of just play baseball and relax a little bit.
Newport has scored 40 runs, now 41 this season. That is 8th in the NECBL. As they look to snap a 3-game losing streak, currently 3-4, 5th in the Southern Division. Keene 3-4, 4th in the Northern Division, who's riding a 2-game losing streak. So some momentum is on the line here for both teams, trying to change their fortune early on in this 2018 NECBL season. It'll be Smith, Griffith, and Morales due up. Smith was up when Carballo was thrown out by a nice throw from Harvey. Vino back out on the hill. Here's the first pitch, delivers a fastball taken for strike one. It's always an odd feeling when you're up, you see a couple of pitches, and then you're up the very next inning. Here's the 0-1, ground ball, third base side foul, 0-2.
Sometimes it gets you a little escape out of an 0-2 counter. Sometimes, not to be selfish, but as a hitter, every once in a while you don't mind that. But it's definitely unique. You almost are still feeling like you're in that previous count, and you got to start completely fresh and start over at 0-0.
Well, it's almost a mulligan, to use a golf reference. The U.S. Open is underway at Shinnecock Hills, so we'll pay our respects there. 0-2 curveball, waved at and missed for strike three. The throw down to first on the drop. Third strike from Harvey is in time. Second strikeout of the ball game for Ravino, and there's one away here in the second. It was off the plate and in the dirt, but Smith just could not lay off. Absolutely fooled on that breaking ball, but a nice pitch from Ravino. And here comes Alex Griffith. Griffith, the catcher, rising senior from Francis Marion University. Appeared in 46 games, batted .279 and 179 at-bats. Had 50 hits, 26 runs, 12 doubles, which was second on his team. First pitch from Ravino is taken high for ball one, fastball way upstairs. One to nothing Newport on top here in the top of the second inning. Nobody on, one out. The 1-0 is waved through and missed for strike one. A couple of high fastballs. First one Griffith laid off. That one he tried to go up and chase and was just a little bit behind it. Nice color scheme here from Griffith, who has the barrel of his bat in purple. Handle, a natural wood color. Here's the 1-1. Curveball drops in for strike two. Nice pitch there from Ravino to get ahead.
Ravino seems to have really settled in after surrendering the leadoff base hit and a walk.
Griffith so far on the season, adding .273. Here's the 1-2, shallow fly ball into center field. Hogeson coming in on it. Gethings going back, and it drops in front of Hogeson, just out of the reach of Gethings, who was coming out from second. So that'll be a single, the second hit of the ball game for the SwampBats. You could tell that it was sinking quickly. As you see there on your screen, inside-out swing. Gethings was going back. And really no play for Hogeson. He was playing deep and shading towards left field.
It's a tough one for Ravino. He executed his pitch. He jammed the hitter, but just kind of got into that Bermuda Triangle out there in right center.
Yeah, couldn't have placed it any better. So one on, still one out here in the top of the second. Shamir Morales due up from Broward College, a rising sophomore, bats from the right side, faces Ravino, works from the stretch. Leg kick and the delivery, fastball inside, 1-0. Ravino gets the sign, now comes to the set. Long pause, here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball, fly ball, left field. Blue coming in on it and is able to make the catch, 2 away. Blue out there in left field, usually an infielder. He's played first, he's played second, he's played short. And now Coach Coombs has him in left field. Dylan Clunan getting the night off.
We've seen the players kind of shuffle around a little bit. Now we see Cole Austin playing shortstop, who started the season in the outfield. He's looked pretty comfortable there. Seems like there's a lot of versatility among these Gulls players.
Hosey is at third, Austin is at short, Gethings at second. First baseman is Zach Britton, outfield left to right, Plu, Hogeson, and Mangrum. RV catching for Ravino this evening. So 2 outs here in the top of the second. Buddy Dwayne Jr. due up for the first time. First pitch swinging, that one right off the L screen above the Newport dugout. And it almost caught our cameraman, Nick Bello. Fortunate that he had that netting there. It's strike one to Dwayne Jr. Shakes that one off, gives the camera a nice smile. We saw Dan Byford, the cameraman, make a nice grab last week from up there.
You know, you got to be just as ready as the players on the field when you're on top of the dugout there.
0-1 flare down the right field line, and it gets up and out of play for strike two. Dwayne Jr., Central Connecticut State University rising senior from Uncasville, Connecticut, played at Montville. And so far this season for the SwampBats, he has a 2.08 average, 5 for 24, 4 runs scored, and 3 RBI.
You see different teams in the NECBL craft their rosters a little differently. Keene seems to have a lot of older experience.
Here's the 0-2, waved and missed for strike three, third strikeout of the night for Ravino. And the SwampBats leave one runner on, no Newport errors. They lead it 1-0, the Gulls do, as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Don't go anywhere. You're listening and watching Newport Gulls baseball right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The 2018 season marks the 25th season of the New England League. Founded a quarter of a century ago, the New England League has distinguished itself by offering a summer collegiate baseball experience unlike any other. The New England League has long prided itself on its ability to transcend communities with the region's love of baseball, a common denominator in all walks of life, combined with some of the nation's elite up-and-coming prospects who share one common goal. Together, we all make baseball and our communities better thanks to a passionate fan base and the dedication of each of our member franchises, from host families to volunteers to front offices and everyone in between. Thank you, fans, for 25 amazing years of the New England League, and here's to many, many more. Be sure to check out the Gulls online at newportgulls.com. That's newportgulls.com. You're watching and listening to Newport Gulls baseball on your flagship home for the Gulls all season long, the NECBL Broadcast Network.
1-0 Newport on top here in the bottom of the second inning. They scored off that RBI single in the first from Cody Hosey. And Drew Ravino has looked sharp, already 3 strikeouts on the night for the Gulls in his first appearance wearing orange, which is their alternate jerseys. But Friday night, special night here at the ballpark. It is Salve Regina University night, where 250 adult t-shirts will be given away courtesy of Chris Electric. And a lot of nice festivities on field before the game. We're trying to snap a 3-game losing streak, and they have their first run of the week.
It's hard to believe, but fortunately for the Gulls, they're not facing the Plymouth Pilgrims pitching staff, so maybe the offense can get a little boost.
Britton, Harvey, and Plew due up 7-8-9 for the Gulls to face Exposito for the first time. Britton bats from the left side. Here's the first pitch, and it's a breaking ball in there for strike one.
Harvey's a guy that's just been feeling it, even when he was finishing out his season at Louisville. Hit a 3-run home run in the ACC championship game. Carried that over to here, and he's hitting .364 through 4 games.
0-1, another breaking ball. This one misses well low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Britton playing first base today. He's also caught for Newport. 1-1 offering. Fastball high, 2-1. Exposito working from the windup. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball bounces in front of the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike here to Britton. Britton had a hot start. Yesterday was 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts, but like you mentioned, at .364 batting average. Here's the 3-1, and it's a curveball low for ball 4. Second walk of the evening for Exposito, and for back-to-back innings, Newport has their first runner on thanks to a walk from Exposito.
And leadoff walks will kill you. Any coach will tell you that, and the Gulls cash in on it in the first inning, and they're going to look to cash in on it again here as the lineup is about to flip over.
The Gulls, .296 average for leadoff hitters so far this season. Runners in scoring position, they're batting .328 with 27 RBI. Here's Logan Harvey. Back in the lineup. First pitch from Exposito misses low. 1 ball and no strikes.
When things are going well for the Gulls, you see them driving in runs with 2 outs, something we haven't seen the last few games. They've done a great job of that early in the season, as you see their impressive batting average with runners in scoring position.
Harvey making his first appearance since Monday, so had a couple of games off. Now back in the lineup. Here's the 1-0. That curveball bounces, and it looks like it hit off his toe. Harvey flips the bat and trots down the first baseline. So a couple of free bases here in the second, and Newport now has runners on first and second.
Hit right off of that foot guard. He didn't even flinch. He didn't even feel a thing. Got a free base out of it, and the Gulls are in business.
That's why you wear it. And, you know, you don't see players wear that too often. I mean, that is such a specific place, as we're going to have a quick meeting on the mound.
Well, that was a funny part about it. I almost fumbled with my words trying to say what it was. I wanted to say shin guard. It's not a shin guard. It's just a foot guard. I haven't seen that before. Usually it's all-encompassing, goes all the way down to your foot. But nonetheless, it came in handy right there.
I mean, he must know something we don't, because he was 150% ready for that pitch. Now the SwampBats pitching coach, Julian Susi, coming out to try and calm down Exposito. Newport so far in this game, just a couple of hits. Keene has 2 hits as well. Newport been able to cash in.
We'll see if Newport decides to sacrifice the runners here with the top of the order flipping over after Plew.
And Plew, a guy who bats 9th here. He's been the leadoff guy for much of this season for Mike Coombs. Certainly capable as he digs into the left-handed batter's box for the first time tonight. First pitch, he doesn't square, instead takes strike 1.
You see a lot of coaches think of that 9-hole as almost a second leadoff hitter when you have a DH, and Plew fits the mold perfectly.
Absolutely, he comes into this game batting .280 with 3 doubles, 6 walks, and 2 RBI. Here's the 0-1, another curveball. That one bounces 59 feet, gets away from Griffith, but no advance from either runners, and the count will move to 1-1.
Easier said than done, but that's a read you have to get out there at second base. You see it out of his hand. It looks like it's going to be in the dirt. It's going to take a perfect block and throw to gun the runner down at third, and with no outs, fly ball would score a run.
Newport only with 2 stolen bases on the season. Exposito comes to the set. High leg kick, here's the 1-1. It's a fastball taken for strike 2, just on the outer third. 1-0 Newport on top here in the bottom of the second inning. Britton on second, Harvey on first. Still nobody out. Blue from Washington State bats for the first time. Awaits the 1-2 from Exposito. Here it is. Breaking ball lined into right field, and that will get all the way to the wall past Bro out there in right. Coming around third is Britton, and the throw is not going to be in time as it is cut off by the second baseman Golden. That will be a RBI double for Dylan Plew, and Newport takes a 2-0 lead.
Exposito hung that 2-strike curveball, and Plew was all over it. Chest high, you got to love that with 2 strikes if you're a hitter.
So Plew comes in after the night off yesterday and quickly has a double and an RBI double at that to his name. Harvey advanced to third. Still nobody out in the inning. Runners on second and third for Newport for one of the hottest bats in the Newport lineup, Jack Gethings. First pitch, breaking ball, taken for strike 1.
Exposito was doing a good job in the first inning of burying that breaking ball. Now he seems like he's lost control a little bit, almost choking it out of his hand.
Gethings walked and scored back in the first. Lefty-lefty matchup. Here's the 1-0, and it drops in for strike 2, rather. 0-2 here to Gethings. Exposito looks in, gets the sign from Griffith. Now comes to the set. 0-2 pitch, fastball outside.
What's interesting is Gethings is really crowding the plate there. His back foot almost on that interior line in the batter's box.
1-2 pitch, breaking ball, line drive. Second baseman Golden is able to glove it. The throw to first is not going to be in time. That'll be an RBI single as Harvey crosses home plate, and it's 3-0 Newport. really nothing you can do there, but credit Golden. If that one rolls into center field, Plew is definitely scoring. Instead, he is now on third. Newport has runners on the corner, still nobody away in the second inning.
Golden didn't have much of a chance there. Gathings might be the fastest player on this Gulls roster. We've seen him leg out several infield singles this year.
Yeah, and he was very fast at his time in Fairfield this past season. As the first pitch to Austin is a breaking ball that misses low. 1 ball and no strikes. And he had 7 stolen bases. That was second for all Stacks. 1-0 to Austin. Another off speed, misses low, 2 balls and no strikes. Plew on third, Gethings on first. 2-0 pitch, fastball runs inside. 3 straight balls here to Austin, who struck out looking his first time up.
When we know the Gulls lineup is filled with power, one thing that they are a little deprived of is speed. Gethings may be the fastest runner, as I said earlier on the team. He's probably the only threat to run in this situation.
Here's the 3-0. Fastball misses low, ball 4. Newport now has the bases loaded, and this inning continues for the Gulls. Still nobody out. And the dangerous Dalton Reed due up. He singled back in the first inning.
The designated hitter, number 29.
So this is exactly what you want. You know, Greg Grawl, the hitting coach for Newport, I talked to him before, and he said, you're going to have to figure out a way to, you know, beat left-handed pitching, and the more you see him, the more comfortable you are. And right now, Newport already with a 3-0 lead and threatening for more. First pitch waved through for strike 1 on that breaking ball by Exposito.
Well, as we said, you can't run away from the left-handed pitchers. The Gulls know that they're going to keep getting them until they figure out how to hit them, and this is a good opportunity to really show the whole NECBL that they can hit lefties.
Here's the 0-1 ground ball, first base side, and it is the first base umpire said one thing and changed it to another. Haney out there, but it looks like it was a fair ball as Smith was able to glove it and tag first to retire Reed for out number 1.
And Coach Coombs is out to talk because he's a little confused. The home plate umpire called it foul, putting both his hands up, while the first base umpire called it fair. Ultimately, I think the home plate umpire has the ruling, but it is the first base umpire's call there.
If it is fair, Reed would be out, but Plew would score from third. Coombs going out to talk to Haney on the infield. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't know what you'd rather want. You know, you have Dalton Reed, who's your number 3 hitter. Do you take the run, or do you wish it to be a foul ball and maybe hope for something more? It's a little bit of a gamble, but either way, you're in a great position.
I think Coach Coombs has that supreme confidence in his hitters, especially Dalton Reed, but you're right. He was in a 2-strike count. He's facing a lefty. Already showed he has some good off speed, and he swung right through that first pitch. You almost don't want to take your chances on a strikeout or a double play and take the run when you can get it, especially with the Gulls struggling so much offensively like they have been.
So the meeting is over. Reed is out. Plew is in. 4-0 now. Gulls on top. That'll be an RBI for Dalton Reed. First out of the inning for the SwampBats. Gethings now on third, Austin on second for Cody Hosey, who had the RBI single his first time up. First pitch misses low. Exposito comes to the set. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one hit on the ground up the middle, takes a big hop. Delgado stabs it, but can't make a play. Gethings scores from third. Hosey is on with a single, and Newport takes a 5-0 lead.
Another impressive play by the middle infield for Keene. Eric Delgado laying out there on a big hop just to save a run. That easily would have scored Cole Austin if it reached the outfield.
Newport is hitting the ball very hard. The middle infielders have done a good job. You know, really all they can do, diving, just no plays. Hosey and Gethings, the 2 guys who were able to beat out some infield hits, but you know that's what happens when you get runners on. They were able to score. Austin on third. Hosey on first, just 1 out. Here's Zach Hogeson. First pitch curveball fouled into the netting down the third base line.
Well, as a hitter, all you can do is hit the ball hard, and the rest usually figures itself out. Sometimes you're going to get lucky, sometimes you won't.
Ferguson grounded into that 3-1. Found out, nice play between Smith and Exposito down the first base line. Ferguson on the year, batting .231 coming into this ball game. Here's the 0-1, breaking ball waved over, 0-2.
When Exposito buries that breaking ball, it's a great pitch for him, but when he hangs it up there, it almost floats up there, and you see those Newport Gulls batters' eyes light up. It's like a beach ball.
Just in the bottom of the second, already 45 pitches. 0-2 misses just low. Inning was led off by Britton, who walked. Harvey was hit by a pitch. Flew with the RBI double, and Gethings with the single. All four of them scored. 1-2 curveball waved through and missed for strike 3. Second strikeout of the night for Exposito. And that's what you like to see if you're a SwampBat fan. Try and limit as much as you can. Already 4 runs scored in this ball game.
The infield was back there just trying to get an out. So that's a huge strikeout right there for Keene. All Hogeson really needed to do was put the ball in play there. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to do that.
See if there's anything happening in the bullpen for the SwampBats. There is. It is number 9 for Keene and Danger Guevara. 2 coaches coming out here. Exposito might be in a little bit of pain. Entire infield is out as well, and now the trainer of both teams, or Newport rather, will head out to try and see what's wrong, but this has been exactly what Newport has asked for. And, you know, since they've been at home, they've been much more productive this season. Home batting .330 compared to .237 when they've been on the road. 9 doubles here at Cardines, 3 doubles when they've been away. And they've proved that right here, just in this inning.
Well, we've seen that aggressive approach from the Gulls. Sometimes it puts them in a hole and they get behind early in counts swinging through pitches, and sometimes they're jumping on first pitch fastballs or first pitch breaking balls and smashing the ball over the field. So that approach can help or hurt them, and today it's really working in their favor. As we look out onto the field, it might be shortstop Eric Delgado that's hurt. He might still be feeling it from laying out for that ball up the middle, might have jammed his finger, sprained his wrist or something out there. He seems to be looking at his glove hand.
So the entire infield is in. Still action in the Keene bullpen down the left field line.
The one thing that this does do is it gives the Keene pitcher a little extra time to warm up in the pen in case they do decide to pull out Exposito.
Already 3 hits in the inning for Newport. They lead that category 5-2. They lead this ball game 5-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. And now just to stay warm, Exposito will take a couple of warm-up pitches. Nice day here at Cardines, crowd shuffling in. Friday night, always nice, and like we mentioned, the sun's coming out.
It's brighter than it was a couple hours ago, which is nice to see. We thought it might rain for a little bit. It drizzled for about 2 minutes, but fortunately for the Gulls and for everyone here, looks like we're going to get this game in tonight.
All right, we will be back after this brief message right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Now serving brats.
Sunday, July 29th, it's the New England Collegiate Baseball League's All-Star Game at Mackenzie Stadium in Holyoke, Massachusetts. Join all 13 NECBL teams, including this year's hosts, the Valley Blue Sox, for a night of baseball action that can't be missed. The always exciting skills competition and home run derby start in the early afternoon with game time set for 5:10. For more information about July 29th's All-Star Game or the New England Collegiate Baseball League, visit www.necbl.com.
A reminder that this copyrighted telecast is the exclusive property of the Newport Gulls Baseball Club and the New England Collegiate Baseball League, presented by the authority of the NECBL Broadcast Network for the entertainment of our listening and viewing audience. It may not be reproduced, re-recorded, or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game cannot be disseminated without the express written consent of the Newport Gulls and the Commissioner's Office of the New England Collegiate Baseball League.
This is Newport Gulls Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
And we welcome you back to the ballpark here in Newport, Rhode Island. The Gulls on top 5-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. After Delgado was shaken up, like you mentioned, probably on that diving play. We'll see if they go to a substitution out there at short as the trainers are off the field, and it looks like they will. And it looks like from our vantage point, it is number 19, or number 3 rather, coming out. Well, 19 moving to shortstop, it looks like. That would be Mitchell Golden, who was previously playing second.
And we'll see who will shuffle over to second base now.
Don't forget, folks, you can stay with the action when you follow at Newport Gulls on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat. Don't miss a minute of Newport Gulls baseball and all they have to offer around the community. Do a lot of great things, and it looks like they're changing the left fielder right now. 22 heading out to left field. That will be Cordell Dunn Jr. As we get the word from Anthony Letizio, and it is Cordell Dunn Jr. going out to left. So he is coming in for Eric Delgado, previously the leadoff man and the shortstop for the SwampBats. Can only speculate what that injury was, but seemed like it was certainly bothering him a lot as he's out of this game. Newport with runners on the corner is 2 away as the first pitch to Mangrum misses high.
You didn't see much reaction out of Delgado initially on the play, but with 2 outs and the pain being so severe he couldn't wait till the end of the inning, it must have been something really nagging him there.
1-0. That one is taken for strike 1 on the lower part of the plate. Esposito trying to get out of this inning. Here's the 1-1. Check swing on the curveball. Did not go, said the first base umpire Cameron Haney. And it'll move the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Mangrum, the 9th man to bat here in the inning. Austin on third, Hosey on first. Here's the 2-1. Curveball runs inside. Esposito shakes off Griffith, now gets a sign he likes. Here's the 3-1. Breaking ball popped up behind home plate, up and out of play. Full count here to Mangrum.
Mangrum was a 28th round pick by the Red Sox out of high school. Obviously opted to attend Virginia Tech.
Here's the 3-2. Runner is off. Foul to the backstop. Will reset and do it again. Hosey was running on the 3-2 2-out pitch. Mitchell Golden, who was playing second, is now at short. Mike Woodworth, who was in left field, is now playing second after the injury to Delgado. Five to nothing, Newport on top, trying to get one more. Here with runners on the corners, Hosey will be off once again. Here's the 3-2, fouled again to the backstop.
Now, as we said, the Gulls have had a lot of success in 2-out runners in scoring position situations. It would be interesting to see if Stevie Mangrum can cash in here.
Batting .233 with 9 RBI. They are in this sort of situation. So the number's gone down a little bit, but still it's a very tough part of the ball game to execute, and so far this season they've been doing a good job of it. Here's the 3-2 to Mangrum, popped up over the backstop again. And a nice fight here from the Virginia Tech Hokie. Mangrum flew out to Joe Bro out in right field in the first inning. 9th man to bat here in the second. The 3-2, breaking ball, waved through and missed for strike 3. Griffith picks up the drop third strike, fires it down to first to retire the side. So Exposito is able to strike out Hogeson and strike out Mangrum to get out of a jam. But the Gulls do get 4 runs, 3 hits, and a couple of walks and a hit by pitch. They leave 2 runners on, no errors for the SwampBats. We'll head to the third, 5-0 Newport, right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
We would like to thank DreamBat Company, an official partner of the New England League, for their support and sponsorship of our postseason awards. DreamBat Company has been a proud partner and supporter of the New England League since 2010. Visit dreambats.com and enter coupon code NECBL20 for 20% off your entire online purchase. Hey Gulls fans, DVDs of all home games are available. To order copies, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. All DVDs include a full pregame show, postgame show, 5 high-quality cameras, and exclusive player interviews. Everything you know and love about Newport Gulls baseball. For more information, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Don't miss your chance to own a piece of the 2018 Newport Gulls season.
5-0 Newport on top as we head to the top of the third inning. It'll be Golden, Dunn Jr., and Bro due up, the 8, 9, and 1 part of this Keene lineup. A team that so far this season comes in with the second-ranked average in the NECBL, 284, 49 runs scored, that is second as well. They only have 9 doubles, which is 10th in the league, and 4 home runs tied for 8th. But they do have 17 stolen bases, which is first, and a first-ranked on-base percentage with 401. We'll see if they can claw their way back into this one as Golden digs into left-handed batter's box to face Ravino for the first time tonight, and Ravino has been sharp, only surrendering 2 hits and walking 1.
Mitchell Golden is the batter.
First pitch, fastball misses high.
He's the shortstop now. Number 19 from Georgia Southern.
Only 30 pitches thrown so far for Ravino. 1-0, hot line drive. That'll get in for a hit in right field. Mangrum scoops it up on the 2 bounce. But Keene has a leadoff single. Second time they've been able to do that in this ball game.
The left fielder.
That'll bring up Cordell Dunn Jr.
Cordell Dunn Jr. of Grayson County College.
So far this year,
Mississippi.
Dunn Jr. batting .292. 7 hits and 24 at-bats. Has a double and 4 RBI. He's out there in left field after Delgado was hurt. First pitch from Ravino, breaking ball taken for strike 1.
See how Ravino holds the runner on this time. Keene has shown that they're not afraid to run. Already trying to swipe it back twice. They're 1 for 1 so far.
0-1 pitch, another breaking ball. Line drive deep to left field. Plough going back, doesn't have the carry, but it hits off the base of the fence. Rounding second, heading for third is Golden. He will stop there. And Dunn has himself a no-out double here in the third. So off the bat, there was no way it was getting over that 28-foot fence, but certainly had a chance to get over Plough as it was hit right on the line, and it did, bouncing right off the base of the wall. Back-to-back hits here for Keene.
University of Alabama.
And we say it all the time, but a sign of a good team. How do you respond? Newport puts up 4 runs in the bottom of the second. Keene trying to answer back. Here's Joe Bro, struck out swinging his first time up.
Well, one thing we've seen Newport struggle a little bit with this year is when they get up is burying teams away when you can hold on to that lead and not let them creep back into the game.
First pitch fastball taken for strike 1 on the inside corner. From the University of Alabama. playing right field in today's ball game, trying to navigate that tricky right field of Cardines. 0-1 pitch, chopped behind home plate, rolls to the backstop, 0-2. Rowe with 4 stolen bases on the season. That is tied for first for the SwampBats. Number of Keene SwampBats with 4 stolen bases. Delgado, Carballo as well.
And I'd guess that's near the top in the NECBL so far.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball taken low for ball 1. Not a bad pitch on an 0-2 count. Good discipline there from Bro.
I was just going to say that you're way ahead 0-2. You have an open base, worst case scenario. Any contact's going to be a run. You don't mind a pitcher wasting a pitch like that way ahead.
Golden on third, Dunn Jr. on second. Here's the 1-2, fastball way high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ravino trying to work through a jam. This has been the problem for Newport pitching that came into today's ball game with a 5.55 earned run average, 11th in the NECBL. 2-2, line drive down the left field line, slicing foul, and it will get just west of that left field line. We'll reset and do it again.
Well, wind isn't much of a factor. It seems like he just sliced that like you said. That would have been 2 runs had that stayed inside the line.
Absolutely, and you know, the way it was slicing, if it bounced in fair territory, it probably would have rolled into the bullpen down that left field line, and that is out of play, so would have been a ground rule double. Honestly, may have helped the Gulls because you could think 3 if you have the wheels, and like we talked about, Bro certainly does. Here's the 2-2 pitch, fastball foul to the backstop.
The one thing about Cardines Field is it's a little tricky to find a triple in here. If you hit it into one of those corners in center or in right center where it jets out a little bit, you might have a chance, but for the most part, it's pretty hard to stretch it to 3 here.
Newport so far in the season does not have a triple. As Ravino looks in. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Slow chopper towards the shortstop, Austin. Gloves it, throws it on the run to first, and it is in time, but Golden scores from third. And Newport now leads at 5-1.
And Austin has been a pleasant surprise at shortstop. Like we said, naturally an outfielder, plays outfield in college, and he's settled in at shortstop and looked great so far.
He does have some experience at short, but Mike Coombs making the switch, and he's been good over there. Middle infield has been something that Newport has been trying to figure out after the departure of Chris Cornelius, who was dealing with that knee injury at the beginning of the season. So 1 down, Dunn Jr. on third base now. Here's Mike Woodworth. First pitch curveball bounces in the dirt, 1-0. Woodworth had that line shot to Austin at short back in the first inning. Certainly hit it hard. We'll see what he can do here in his second at-bat against Ravino. Working from the stretch. 1-0 fastball taken high. Shadows creeping across the infield here at Cardines. About halfway between Hosey and Austin. 7:40 the time here on the East Coast. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball taken for strike 1.
It can be a tough time of the day to hit when you have the shadows creeping right around the pitcher's mound. As you see the fastball come in and out of the shadows, kind of hard to pick up if you're the hitter.
Yeah, it's something that they are dealing with night in and night out, especially with this 6:35 start. Some teams around the NECBL starting at 6:05, but a lot of nice pregame rituals here at Cardines as the 2-1 fastball runs inside and hits Woodworth in the back. First time that Ravino has hit a swamp bat, and now they have runners on the corners here. Still 1 down, 5-1 lead for Newport in the top of the third inning. Harvey taps his chest, helmet, and arm, giving some sort of sign. We can only speculate what he's brewing up there. But an opportunity here to manufacture some runs if you're the SwampBats with Carballo due up.
If you're Keene, you were down 5-0, you got one back. You don't have to get them all. It's only the third inning. Just slowly crawl back. Putting up 2 or 3 here, it's a ball game again.
First pitch to Carballo. Fly ball, left center field. Plouffe coming into his left, makes the catch. Tagging from third is Dunn Jr., but he retreats back to the bag after a nice throw into Hosey from Plouffe. So 2 down here in the third with Brendan Smith.
And I was curious to see how Plouffe's arm would be from left. As we've seen him play second base, he hasn't really showed off the arm much at all, but that would have been a nice one hop had it not been cut off.
Absolutely, and a smart play there by Dunn Jr. reading it and slamming on the brakes about a fourth of the way down that third base line.
Yeah, he would have been out by a good 5 steps.
So here's Brandon Smith. Struck out swinging back in the second inning. First pitch from Ravino. Woodworth is off. The throw from Harvey is a little bit wide. Gethings pulled off the bag, so that'll be a stolen base there for Woodworth. Runners now on second and third here with 2 down.
And the SwampBats are going to test Harvey all night long. They're going to dare him to throw him out at second.
Pitch was just a little bit low, so 1 ball and no strikes here to Smith. Ravino comes to the set. Here's the 1-0. Fastball, nice spot on the outside corner for strike 1.
There is an open base, but Ravino seemed pretty comfortable against Smith, making him look silly on a couple swings last at bat. I'm sure he'll go right after him here.
Up to 47 pitches here in the top of the third inning. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball drops in for strike 2 on the upper part of the zone, but a nice pitch there from Ravino.
Ravino got Smith last at bat with that curveball way off the plate away that he just waved at. It'll be interesting to see what he goes to here way ahead.
Dunn Jr. on third. Woodworth on second. Here's the pitch. It's a curveball in the dirt. Nice stop there by Harvey. Count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Reno adjusts his hat. Now toes the rubber, takes a look in. Shakes off Harvey. Harvey shakes off Ravino. Now they get on the same page. Sets the glove at the chest. Here's the 2-2. Fastball misses high. Check swing. He did not go around, said first base umpire Cameron Haney. And it's a full count here to Smith.
Ravino showed he's comfortable with that breaking ball. Full count, but he does have the open base. He doesn't have to come into Smith here.
Keene started off this inning with a single from Golden. Here's the 3-2. Breaking ball swung over and missed for strike 3. Ravino limits the damage. Keene leaves 2 runners on. And they only get 1 in the inning. Newport with that 5-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the third. Don't go anywhere. You're listening and watching NECBL Baseball right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The 25th Annual New England League All-Star Game will be hosted by our very own Valley Blue Sox on Sunday, July 29th. Join the NECBL's best as they take to the diamond in front of scouts from every MLB organization at McKenzie Stadium in Holyoke, Massachusetts. Visit asg18.necbl.com for more information. Hey, Gulls fans! DVDs of all home games are available. To order copies, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. All DVDs include a full pregame show, postgame show, 5 high-quality cameras, and exclusive player interviews. Everything you know and love about Newport Gulls baseball. For more information, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Don't miss your chance to own a piece of the 2018 Newport Gulls season.
As we welcome you back to the ballpark here in Newport, Rhode Island. The Gulls on top 5-1, and for a look around the league, send things over to the Newport Gulls field reporter, Joe DeLeon. Joe?
Thank you, Dave. The Vermont Mountaineers
currently hold a 4-3 lead against the Mystic Schooners, who the Gulls will be facing tomorrow night. It is the top of the 6th in that game, and then the New Bedford Bay Sox hold a whopping 8-0 lead just in the bottom of the 3rd over the Winnipesaukee Muskrats. The North Adams Steeplecats are down 2-6 against the Sanford Mainers in the top of the 4th, and then in the top of the 5th inning at Forges Field, the Plymouth Pilgrims are in a hole 5-0, and then finally, the in-state Ocean State Waves, they hold a 3-2 lead over the Valley Blue Sox in the top of the 4th inning. Back to you, Dave.
Thank you, Joe. We have a pitching change here for the SwampBats. Danger Guevara on the hill. Guevara making his 2nd appearance of the season, posts a 0 ERA. Just 1 inning pitch, struck out 2, walked no one, and allowed 1 hit. We'll get you the final stat line for Exposito. He ended up going 2 innings, gave up 5 runs off 5 hits, walked 3, struck out 3, faced 15 Newport Gulls.
And a little more on Guevara out of St. Thomas University in South Florida. Pitched to a 5-0 record despite having just under a 5 ERA. He's given up 37 hits in 32 2/3 innings. So
he will face Britton, Harvey, and Plew as Britton takes the first pitch for strike 1.
So he does seem like someone that's going to pitch to contact a little bit, not a strikeout pitcher. Be interesting to see if the Gulls decide to jump all over him like they've been in this game so far. The first pitch swinging.
The 0-1 from Guevara is swung through and missed for strike 2. Big swing from Britton. He walked his first time up, ended up scoring. 1 of 4 Gulls to score last inning. Here's the 0-2, check swing, spot on the outside corner. He did not go, and it was just off the plate, so 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Britton. We have Gully Jr. in the broadcast booth with us, as we usually do around this time, and talk to you as we go, as the 1-2 is sliced down the left field line, foul and out of play. And you know, I was walking around Cardines, and I found this. It's actually not you, it's Gully, not Gully Jr., but I found this baseball card, and high fives given, hot dogs eaten, and cheers started are the statistics, and the projectability is unbelievable. Since 2008, the numbers have only gone up as the 1-2 fastball misses high to Britton. And I know you can't talk, but if you could, I imagine you say, yeah, you know, we had a lot of confidence in our stuff, and, you know, it's a team effort, so the guys really did a lot, and, you know, really happy with the numbers, and we hope for a great season this year.
Another one of those generic player answers.
Here's the 2-2, ground ball, right side, foul. We'll reset and do it again.
Got a chance to see Gully in action in the softball game we played against Thompson Middle School the other day. Hopefully Gully Jr. didn't take after Gully in terms of his softball ability, but
he had a couple of hits. He could, you know, it's tough, you know, a lot of feathers. Here's the 2-2 pitch, fastball misses low, and a full count coming here to Britton. Take a look at that baseball card. It actually does say that.
That's got to be a league lead in high fives given for sure. 7,903 last year.
Mike Coombs gives a lot of high fives. Here's the 3-2. Fastball taken for ball 4, just missed high. So for the 3rd consecutive inning, Newport has their leadoff man on by way of the walk.
The catcher, number 4.
Trying to add to this 5-1 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd. Logan Harvey due up. He was hit by a pitch his last time up.
One thing Coach Coombs does a good job of is making sure all of his catchers get at bats. You have 3 different catchers that you have to rotate in. Does a good job of having one catcher play first base most of the time and another one behind the plate, so at least 2 are on the field every given night.
First pitch fastball, just catching the low and outside corner for strike 1. You remember, great point, Britton, Mazza, and Harvey all catching here this season for the Gulls. Here's the 0-1 pitch, breaking ball skips off the plate, 1-1.
And it's important to keep those guys fresh because you don't hit for a couple games as they're doing if they were doing a 3-man rotation. It's hard to stay fresh in baseball. It's such a game of momentum and feeling it, and you have to kind of continuously do it. You miss a couple days, and all of a sudden your timing can be off.
Yeah, I mean, not only for catchers, you know, you have Plouffe playing left, Clunan with the day off, just trying to mix everybody in as the 1-1 is waved through and missed for strike 2. And, you know, that's one of the most challenging parts about being a manager for a summer baseball team. You're trying to get these guys ready for when they go back to college. Yes, you're trying to win games. Yes, you're trying to win a Fay Vincent Cup. But ultimately, these guys are trying to work on things that they didn't necessarily feel comfortable doing during their college season, or improve on things that they already did feel comfortable doing. Here's the 1-2, swung on and missed for strike 3. Out number 1 here in the third.
Well, that's an important thing to remember, too, is that these guys are here to get better, they're here to get scouted, and just improve upon their game as a whole and get, like you said, more opportunity that they didn't quite get playing in the spring in college. And Coach Coombs does a great job of rotating these players, giving them opportunities to play in different positions, getting at bats in different spots of the order, and they seem to really be flourishing in front of our eyes.
Honestly, the ultimate goal for the Gulls is, you know, get former Gulls drafted. And there are 2 on this roster that have been taken as Plouffe digs in, squares the bunt, pulls it back, but it's called for strike 1 anyways.
And as we saw a couple weeks ago, 13 selected in the 2018 MLB draft. Make that 16. I skipped 3 there, but trying to make sure I give them the credit they deserve. 16 goals selected, mostly from 2016 and 2017, which is incredible. I don't think that was matched by any team in the NECBL.
Guevara goes to first to check on Britton. No, it was not. And, you know, Newport, rich history, the most Fay Vincent Cups with 6. Mike Coombs, the winningest coach in NECBL history. A lot of tradition here in Newport. And, you know, Gulls go on and have successful careers in baseball. That's one of the beautiful things about it. A 1 fastball taken for strike 2.
The other really cool thing about it, too, is you saw players selected as early as the first round and as late as the 40th. So grinders and studs kind of mixed all in there, and really were selected in all parts of the draft.
Very fun to keep an eye on them, and very fun to, you know, watch them play baseball and develop here and, you know, see where they end up in the future. Guevara comes to the set, slide step. Here's the 0-2, line drive, 2-hopper. Woodworth goes to second for 1. The relay from Golden is in time. A 4-6-3 double play to retire the side. And Guevara is able to end the inning. 5-1 Newport, still on top as we head to the 4th. Don't go anywhere. You're listening and watching Newport Gulls baseball right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
We would like to thank Dream Bat Company, an official partner of the New England League, for their support and sponsorship of our postseason awards. Dream Bat Company has been a proud partner and supporter of the New England League since 2010. Visit dreambats.com and enter coupon code NECBL20 for 20% off your entire online purchase. Be sure to check out the Gulls online at newportgulls.com. That's newportgulls.com. You're watching and listening to Newport Gulls baseball on your flagship home for the Gulls all season long, the NECBL Broadcast Network.
As welcome back to Cardines Field here in the city by the sea. Dave Peck joined by the Newport Gulls scorekeeper Andre Olivier, my broadcast partner Aram Layton, and Newport Gulls field reporter Joe DeLeon. Drew Ravino back out on the hill, and that was the quickest inning that the SwampBats have had against an offense for Newport that has scored in 2 out of 3, and they've looked good.
I mean, they hit the ball hard there, just right at the second baseman, turned into a 4-6-3 double play. Not much you can do. Like I said earlier, baseball's got a little luck involved. They put a good swing on the ball. I don't think that was to the Gulls' fault at all that the inning went quickly, but this is a big inning for Ravino and the Gulls defense, because you let Keene get one back, you're still up 4 runs. It's important to put up another 0 and keep them at bay.
Yeah, it's all about consolidating, and you kind of equate it to tennis. You know, when you break someone's serve, you want to be able to hold your own. They scored 4 runs in the second, did the Gulls, but they let up 1 the very next time Keene was up, so they'll try and, you know, keep it to a 5-1 lead after they went down, and Guevara saw the minimum in the bottom of the 3rd. It will be Griffith, Morales, and Dwayne Jr. here to face Drew Ravino. First pitch popped up in the infield. Ravino looks like he has it. He comes off, and now it's the first baseman, Britton, who calls him off, reaches up, makes the catch, one gone. One of the harder things, especially when you're a pitcher and it's popped up like that, you know, obviously there's a mound there, so you can lose your footing very easily. It dragged a little bit to the right of the mound, but it's easy to kind of catch a cleat, especially, you know, with metal and the uneven ground.
Well, you know, players are taught, or pitchers rather, are taught not to catch the fly ball. Generally, the first baseman, shortstop, has to run in there and go get it, but a lot of the time pitchers are confident, a little cocky, and they think they can get it themselves, and it sometimes turns into a little bit of a discussion before the ball even lands.
It's a territorial dispute is what it becomes. This is my ground. I've been here all game. Let me make the play. As the first pitch to Morales is in there for strike one. And pitchers pride themselves in PFPs, pitcher fielding practice. Some love it, some hate it, but, you know, when a pitcher is able to make a nice play in the field, they really enjoy it. 0-1, hit on the ground, right side. Second baseman Gething scoops it up, fires it to first, two gone. Two kicked outs here in the fourth inning. Ravino settling in nicely. Newport with 5 hits in the ball game. Keene with 4. Newport with that one error. It was on the throw down to second from Harvey that enabled Delgado to reach third. Delgado since injured himself on that diving play. He is out. Cordell Dunn Jr. is in for him in the lineup. But here is Buddy Dwayne Jr., who takes ball one on a curveball low.
As you mentioned, Newport only has one more hit than Keene. The big difference has been the free passes, 6 walks for the Gulls.
Ravino from the windup. Here's the 1-0. Fouled towards the Newport dugout, 1-1. Newport with the third-ranked offense. You know, we've mentioned how they've been shut out the past 2 times, but we've also mentioned that it was against the first-ranked pitching staff in the Plymouth Pilgrims. Came into this game with a 277 average. That was still third in the NECBL. 36 walks coming to this. That was tied for 4th.
And I'd love to see those numbers if you took those 2 Plymouth Pilgrim games away. Not that they don't count, but
1-1 fastball runs way inside. Dwayne Jr. gets out of the way.
But the Gulls were really mashing the ball until they ran into Plymouth. And yes, they have to eventually get past that Plymouth pitching staff if you want to end up winning a championship. But for the most part, it seems like hitting hasn't really been an issue.
Here's the 2-1. Fastball, fly ball, shallow center field. Gethings is able to go out to the grass and make the catch. The SwampBats go down 1-2-3 in the 4th. We'll head to the bottom of the frame, still 5-1 here in the city by the sea. Don't go anywhere. You're listening and watching Newport Gulls baseball right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The 2018 season marks the 25th season of the New England League. Founded a quarter of a century ago, the New England League has distinguished itself by offering a summer collegiate baseball experience unlike any other. The New England League has long prided itself on its ability to transcend communities with the region's love of baseball, a common denominator in all walks of life, combined with some of the nation's elite up-and-coming prospects who share one common goal. Together, we all make baseball and our communities better thanks to a passionate fan base and the dedication of each of our member franchises, from host families to volunteers to front offices and everyone in between. Thank you, fans, for 25 amazing years of the New England League, and here's to many, many more. The Newport Gulls, 6-time champions of the NECBL. Follow the whole season right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. This is Newport Gulls baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
And we welcome you back to Cardines Field here in Newport, Rhode Island. 5-1 your score. Gulls on top, trying to snap a 3-game losing streak as we hit the 8 o'clock hour here on the East Coast. Guevara still on the mound after taking over for Exposito. And he faced the minimum in the bottom of the 3rd, getting Clue to ground into that 4-6-3 double play. It'll be Gethings, Austin, and Reed. Two up in the inning, 1, 2, 3. Part of this Gulls lineup. Gethings, who has been swinging a hot bat, reached base twice, 1 for 1, with an RBI single and a walk. There's a pitch from Guevara, misses low, 1-0.
Gethings really is your prototypical leadoff hitter. Sees a lot of pitches. He's not an easy strikeout. Real scrappy, and he's got a little speed on the bases as well.
Now batting 400. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses high and outside. Having a quick conversation with the home plate umpire, Letizio. Not a bad conversation, just trying to figure out the strike zone as that fastball misses high. Now 3-0. He's still talking to him. Now they're laughing.
Yeah, I'm not sure there was much to talk about. The ball was at his eyes. I don't know what he's feeling out there. But
yeah, it certainly wasn't it's not a contentious conversation, I wouldn't think.
Doesn't seem like it.
Here's the 3-0 pitch from Guevara. It's a fastball that's in there for strike 1.
The interesting part about it is generally hitters don't talk to the umpire unless they're not happy.
Right. Right. Well, maybe he's putting some, he's putting some in the bank. Listen, I'm not talking to you just because it was a bad call. I talked to you before as well. As the 3-1 is popped up in the infield. Griffith takes off his helmet. Seems like he has a play in the batter's circle. He does. Makes the catch, 1 down.
When we mentioned interactions with umpires, Cole Austin seems like he bit his tongue a little bit as he struck out in his first at-bat on a borderline pitch.
It was a nice curveball. Like you said, backdoor from Exposito, the lefty, on right-handed hitting Austin. It just bent back and caught the black on the outside corner. That's just a tough pitch, frustrating. But Austin was able to get a walk. He was stranded on third his last time up. First pitch from Guevara is fouled off the netting towards the Newport dugout, 0-1.
Yeah, those backdoor curveballs or sliders, you almost give up on them before they get to home plate, and before you know it, it's back into the catcher's glove and swipes the outside corner.
And it's so frustrating because there's really nothing you can do. I mean, it's almost as if you've given up on the pitch as the 0-1 bounces in the dirt, 1-1. And not because you don't want to hit, just because it looks like it's so far outside.
And that's the tough part, and that's what makes that pitch so hard to hit. And it really is an art. Very few college pitchers can throw that consistently. It might have been luck from Exposito because he didn't seem to throw the curveball with much command after that, but nonetheless a phenomenal pitch.
He misses with the curveball low there to move the count to 2 balls and 1 strike on Austin. Austin now batting .235.
Austin, a guy that was as hot as anybody through the first few games of the season, visibly cooled off down to .235, but a guy that really needs to get going for the Gulls if they want to put up runs in the middle of their order.
2-1 fouled over the backstop to even things up at 2 apiece. A lot of Newport hitters, especially Austin, Hosey, we saw Mazza, we saw Reed, taking some extra BP before batting practice. Trying to get their swings together. Coach Grawl was there watching them, trying to get them to find some more rhythm. And for Hosey, it's worked so far. He's 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. 2-2 pitch, hot line drive, caught in the air by Dwayne at third for out number 2. Nice job there by the CCSU rising senior.
And that's one of those things when it's not going well for you, it just really doesn't go well, and you feel like you can't buy a hit. You can't do much else there. If you're Cole Austin, can't hit the ball much harder than that, but right at him at third base.
You can guarantee every single teammate of his is saying that exact same thing when he trots back to the dugout after hitting that one right on the nose, but right at Dwayne Jr. Here is Dalton Reed. He takes strike 1 on a curveball outside corner.
That's
0-1.
That's what makes this game so frustrating is you can do every single thing right up there at the plate and still come away without a hit.
Well, you still got to beat 8 people. 0-1 curveball misses in the dirt. You can beat Guevara, but you got to find a hole. Anthony Letizio brushes off the plate. 5-1 Newport on top here in the bottom of the 4th inning. They scored 1 in the first, 4 in the second. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball just outside, 2-1. Reed batting .375. Singled and had the ground out RBI as he swings through that fastball for strike 2. was talking to him, you know, it's been brought up in past broadcasts, but he chokes up on the bat even when there is less than 2 strikes as that curveball misses in the dirt. And he said one time he was using wood, and it was in high school, and the bone in his hand, you know, he got jammed up and he hurt it pretty badly. And he said, you know, I don't want this to happen again. And also one of his teammates actually broke the bone in his hand from getting jammed. So he's decided to choke up on the bat, and he used the little thumb guard as he swings through that curveball for strike 3 to end the inning. Newport goes down 1-2-3 in the 4th, still with a 5-1 lead as we head to the 5th inning. Don't go anywhere. You're listening and watching Newport Gulls baseball right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Listen up, fans. You, our loyal fans, will be selecting 2 players to this year's All-Star Game. Beginning on Monday, July 23rd, fans will be able to vote for the final All-Star for each of the North and South Division teams. The player from each division with the most votes will be named to the NECBL All-Star Team. This year's All-Star Game is being played at the home of the Valley Blue Sox on Sunday, July 29th. Fan voting will take place online at vote18.necbl.com beginning on Monday, July 23rd. NCTV 18, Newport County, the World Wide Web, and on DVD. This is Newport Gulls Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
5-1 Newport on top in what has turned to be a beautiful night here in the city by the sea. You see on your screen there, fans enjoying the night, enjoying the game, and enjoying a 5-1 Newport lead on their porch out there in right field.
Well, that's the fun part about Cardines Field is you'll see fans on top of the warehouse over there in right field. You'll see fans out in left field right now, as you see on their porch, just beyond the fence. We've even seen fans on top of the fire department.
Yeah, that was crazy. There's a fire department right across the street here at Cardines. And a couple of nights ago, I believe it was last week, a couple of firefighters just brought a chair up, sat on top of the roof, and, you know, that's what they're comfortable doing. It really is part of the job description. You got to hang out on a roof.
Yeah, I think they're pretty used to climbing and getting around up there, and they seem pretty comfortable, but I would have been pretty nervous up there.
Ravino back out on the hill. He'll face Golden, Dunn Jr., and Bro, the 9-1-2 part of this SwampBats lineup that so far in this game has 4 hits to Newport's 5, but just 1 run. First pitch swung on, fouled off the netting.
He moved from second base to shortstop.
First time up, he singled and scored. The only runner to cross the plate here for Keene. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one lined off the netting down the third base line once again. And it's now quickly 0-2 here to Golden. Kind of was lunging at that one. Fastball off the plate. Went to go get it. Couldn't square it up. Ravino shakes off Harvey, now gets one he likes. From the windup, the delivery, 0-2, line drive, caught by Hosey at third, 1 gone. Similar play, he lunged for it, hit it off the end of the bat, hit it hard. Hosey with the reaction time, able to snag it in the air.
Yeah, the pitch almost seemed like it was on the middle half, but he inside-outed that the other way, and Hosey was just able to reach out and get the glove on it.
So last inning, Newport, thanks to Ravino on the hill, was able to get a 1-2-3 inning for the first time in this game. They have 1 quick out here as Cordell Dunn Jr. takes a first pitch curveball for strike 1.
Dunn Jr. smacked one off the wall in his first at-bat, coming in as a sub.
Ravino winds and deals, fastball, fouled off the backstop, 0-2. Quickly ahead, back-to-back Keene hitters. The 0-2 pitch, curveball just misses inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Ravino's really going after these hitters, which has worked in his favor, keeping his pitch count down here.
Ends with a 5-1 lead in the 5th inning as that one is chopped toward the first baseman, Britton, who underhands it. but decides to keep it himself, and then he is able to get Dunn Jr. on the tag. So he faked the underhand, and then he kept it himself and tagged Dunn Jr. when he was just about reaching first base.
Well, he deked us all out here in the press box, but what I think he was thinking there at first base was the pitcher, Ravino, didn't seem like he was going to beat Dunn Jr. to the bag, and his only chance was to tag him himself. He was able to get him just before he reached first.
No, definitely the right play. And, you know, Dunn Jr. was trucking down the first baseline, but, you know, an athletic and a nice decision there from Britton. So 2 down, here's Bro. First pitch curveball on the outside corner for strike 1. It was congested over there. That's what it was. You almost rather not have Ravino go, but that's what he has to do. Any ball hit towards the first baseman.
It's almost second nature for these pitchers. They're just taught to get over and sprint to first base anytime it's hit in that area.
Well, one curveball gets Bro to wave over it. So third straight hitter here in the inning. He's gotten 0-2 on. 2 down, nobody on base. The 0-2 pitch, curveball just misses inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bro 0 for 2, he struck out in the first. Grounded into that 6-3 put out, but was able to plate Golden back in the third inning. Ravino winds and deals, curveball in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Takes a step off, adjusts his cap, blows on his hand, and now assumes his position on the rubber. And he'll step off again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down, nobody on. Here's the break-even offering. Curveball, line drive into center field. Frustration there from Ravino. He knew he hung one. But Bro has his first hit of the ball game, and it comes with 2 outs here in the 5th.
Like you said, Ravino hung one there. Bro did a good job of staying back and just poking it up the middle, putting the fat part of the bat on it. All you can do there with 2 strikes.
Yeah, and right as soon as it was hit, line drive up the middle. Fisted his glove a little bit in frustration, but still 2 down. Here is Mike Woodworth. Was hit by a pitch in the third. He also lined out to Austin. First pitch curveball taken for strike 1.
Ravino's done a great job of going after these hitters, getting ahead, keeping his pitch count low. He might even have another inning in him. We'll have to see what Coach Coombs decides to do if he gets out of this gem here.
Woodworth from the University of Connecticut. 0-1, popped up right side. Britton giving chase, but it gets into the stands. No balls and 2 strikes.
Better call, Newport Glass.
So getting ahead in the count has not been the problem for Ravino. Haven't been many problems for Ravino tonight.
No, only 1 free pass, like we've said. That seems to be the real big difference between the 2 teams, as Keene's given up 6 walks.
Comes to the set, leg kick and the delivery. Fly ball deep center field. Hogeson going back. Seems like he has it. He does for out number 3. So Keene leaves 1 runner on. Ravino continues to look sharp as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Still 5-1 Newport right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The 25th Annual New England League All-Star Game will be hosted by our very own Valley Blue Sox on Sunday, July 29th. Join the NECBL's best as they take to the diamond in front of scouts from every MLB organization at Mackenzie Stadium in Holyoke, Massachusetts. Visit asg18.necbl.com for more information. Newport Gulls Baseball, the NECBL Broadcast Network.
A beautiful night here in Newport, Rhode Island. Newport on top 5-1 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be Josie Hogeson Mangrum due up for the Gulls. They will face off against Danger Guevara, still on the hill for Keene. Dave Peck alongside Newport Gulls scorekeeper Andre Olivier, the voice of the other voice of the Gulls, R.M. Layton, and Newport Gulls field reporter Joe DeLeone. I'm so used to that. But it's good to have you in the booth here. Your second game, you were up here when we played Wareham at Wareham, and it's been nice, you know. Always fun to have two people up here.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, as you said, typically the other team sends an announcer that'll be the other voice of the team that kind of broadcasts with you. I'm happy to take any opportunity to join the booth with you, and I'm having a great time. Wareham, we had a good time as well. A nice exhibition against the Cape Cod team, but now it's fun to be in the booth at Cardines Field.
Yeah, it's very, you know, interactive. You're with the fans. You're right here. You know, you can, all the fans around here can basically hear everything we're saying. We're not in a booth, but we're in the thick of the action, which is, you know, just how you like it. Cody Hosey digging in.
And goalie always comes in here for his mid-inning massage as well.
He found a knot in the right part of my back last inning. First pitch to Hosey is a curveball, catches the outside corner for strike one.
Well, I'll tell you what, we have a pretty good setup here, but gets a little uncomfortable sitting on the bench, so anyway, goalie's willing to help us.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball swung through and missed for strike two. More fans out there on their porch. What a spot that is. Nobody on the warehouse right now, but still early in the game. 0-2, line drive into center field. Nice piece of hitting there from Cody Hosey. It was low and outside. He goes down and gets it and has his third single of the ball game.
The porch seems like a much safer place to watch a game than we saw last game. We had a couple guys on the warehouse with their feet hanging off and balls are flying in their direction. They weren't really flinching, but it didn't seem like the safest spot to watch a baseball game.
Perhaps the fire department, you know, gave them a word and said, I don't want to have to come over here and help you out.
As we see on your screen, a little party going up there on the deck.
Here's Hogeson. First pitch swinging, foul ball left side, out of play. Hogeson 0 for 2. He grounded out to Smith at first and struck out his last time up back in the second inning.
This is just my first year in Newport, but from what you've told me, Coach Coombs has a flair for the dramatic a little bit. If he gets ejected, he'll join the fans out there, sometimes in the outfield, sometimes on the party deck over there.
Here's the 0-1. Curveball misses in the dirt, 1 ball and 1 strike. I've seen it from a variety of coaches. I believe it was Al Leyva last year. Perhaps Kevin Winterode has been out there as well, but behind that left field fence, there's a beautiful porch, very nice neighbors, and, you know, they'll entertain people who didn't necessarily behave at the ballpark as that fastball runs inside. 2 balls and 1 strike here to Hogeson.
They got to be baseball fans over there. They've got baseballs raining down on their backyard and their house 3 times a week.
Well, that's the other thing. You know, houses lining the outside of the fence here at Cardines, and a lot of balls that go over that fence and, you know, hit off the shingles. Here's the 2-1, fouled off the netting down the third base line, 2-2.
Well, the unique part about Cardines is the outfield is carved out basically by houses' backyards. As you see it jet in right center field, that's somebody's backyard there. That's kind of what determines the lines in the field and makes it a unique place to play.
It's the property lines. That's what determines it. And there's also a nice playground out there in left field. Very unique ballpark here in Newport. The 2-2, that one waved over. Nice breaking ball there to get Hogeson for out number 1.
In a pretty rich history, if I'm not mistaken.
The railroad history. It was originally a bunch of railroad employees that, you know, cleared this land. It was used for water, and they wanted to play some baseball. And the Sunset League, which still plays today, was established in 1919. That's the oldest established amateur league in the United States. 1 on, 1 down. Here's Stevie Mangrum. 0 for 2 on the night. First pitch from Guevara. Fastball taken high for ball 1. Right on America's Cup Boulevard here in Newport. A lot of foul balls going that way as well. Could break some windshields. I've heard it happen. I haven't seen it. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball just a little high, 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, you mentioned the field was built in the early 1900s. It's pretty grandfathered in with all of the liability of balls flying into houses, balls flying into the street and windshields. I'm not sure they'd let a field like this be built nowadays.
I mean, the field was most likely here before any of these houses, would be my guess. I can only speculate here from the booth. Here's the 2-0 to Mangrum. Runner is off. It's fouled off his foot. That'll move to 2 balls and 1 strike. Was he trying to get a jump on it? Only 2 stolen bases for Newport, but, you know, you don't want to get complacent here in these middle innings. You put up 1 run in the first, get on the board early. Then you put up 4 in the second. And then Keene pitchers face the minimum in the 3rd, the 4th. Hosey gets on to lead things off in the 5th, and with 1 down, try and get something going.
Well, a game that always creeps back into my mind is that early season game at Cardines against Mystic, where the Gulls got up to an 11-1 lead, and by the 8th inning, it was 12-10. And the Gulls were ultimately able to pull out the win, but you never want to let a team climb back into the game like that.
We have our producer, who does a lot for us, but also, I would say, our Newport Gulls historian. He's been around and been a part of the team for so long, as that one catches the outside corner to even things up at 2 on Mangrum. Originally, this field was called Basin Field because of the water basin that was used to power the steam engines, and there's actually a railroad track just a little bit to the west and over the stands down the left field line that runs. It's not really used anymore, but that's a fun little fact. Guevara comes to the set. Here's the 2-2. Deep fly ball to center field. Carballo goes back, now comes in, reaches up, makes the play, 2 gone.
Well, if we talk about Gulls history, you can assume Tom Lima's going to be chipping in a little bit with some facts, and always love what he has to offer.
Originally, Cardines, it's an Italian-American citizen, Bernardo Cardines. He was the first Newport resident who was killed in World War I, so very historic. And you know, you pay your respects to Bernardo. You get a field named after yourself, and you get some of the up-and-coming stars of professional baseball playing right here in Newport. 2 down. Hosey on first. First pitch swinging for Britton, pops it up in the infield. Smith, the first baseman, drifts into foul territory and is able to make the catch to retire the side. So Hosey leads off with the single. Hogeson, Mangrum, and Britton go down 1-2-3. Still a 5-1 lead as we head to the 6th inning. Don't go anywhere. You're listening and watching Newport Gulls baseball right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
We would like to thank DreamBat Company, an official partner of the New England League, for their support and sponsorship of our postseason awards. DreamBat Company has been a proud partner and supporter of the New England League since 2010. Visit dreambats.com and enter coupon code NECBL20 for 20% off your entire online purchase. Hey Gulls fans, DVDs of all home games are available. To order copies, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. All DVDs include a full pregame show, postgame show, 5 high-quality cameras, and exclusive player interviews. Everything you know and love about Newport Gulls baseball. For more information, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Don't miss your chance to own a piece of the 2018 Newport Gulls season. The Newport Gulls, 6-time champions of the NECBL. Follow the whole season right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
5-1 your score here in the top of the 6th inning. Drew Ravino back out on the hill. He has been sharp, only giving up that 1 run in the 3rd inning off the 6-3 ground out from Joe Bro that plated Mitchell Golden, who led off the inning with a single. Besides that, he has found his rhythm, especially often the 1-2-3 inning in the 4th, and just 1 runner to reach in the 5th. We'll see what he can do here against the 4, 5, and 6 part of this Keene lineup. Carballo, Smith, and Griffith due up in the inning.
Coach Coombs stretching his starter out here as Ravino comes into the inning with 73 pitches. This likely will be his last inning on the mound, but we'll see what Coach Coombs decides to do.
Carballo, who walked his first time up and flew out to Plu out there in left field.
Leading off the 6th inning.
To lead things off here for the SwampBats.
Cavallo of Pembroke Pines, Florida.
First pitch from Ravino is swung on but foul down the third baseline, out of play.
That was Ravino's 74th pitch of the night. Be interesting to see what Coach Coombs decides to do with his starter. Most of the time you don't see in the NECBL pitchers stretched out that much more beyond 80 pitches.
0-1 line drive, sinking quickly in center. It's Hogeson who's able to make the sliding play for out number 1. What a job there by Zach Hogeson. Got a good read off the bat. Came in and made the catch on the slide.
The first baseman.
Oh, that a Massachusetts slide. We had one in the Wareham game. Still don't know why it's called that, but I'm going to continue to say it.
Yeah, being from Florida, I don't know if I can ever succumb to that and call it a Massachusetts slide, but I guess while I'm here, I can do it.
You got to buy in. You're a New Englander now.
Well, especially when we're in Wareham. We were in Massachusetts, so if you're going to make a Massachusetts slide, I guess that's the place to do it.
First pitch to Brandon Smith is a curveball that drops in for strike 1. Ravino with the quick out as he gets Smith to swing over that curveball. Now ahead 0-2.
Ravino's really thrown that off-speed pitch in almost every count. He seemed comfortable throwing it way ahead, way behind it.
Here's the 0-2, spikes that fastball, gets to the backstop. Nobody on, though. The count will move to 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Smith. Newport out hitting Keene 6-5. Ahead 5-1. Nobody on, 1 out. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Line drive into right center field. Hogeson going over to his left. It hits off the pole, and it takes a weird bounce, now rolling all the way to the wall out there in right center. Hogeson's able to play it off the second ricochet and get it in. And Smith has himself a 1-out double, but like you said at the top, it's so hard to get a triple here at Cardines. It hits off the pole there, and then it bounces towards the right, and Mangrum has to redirect and go towards the right field wall. And he has a double, his first hit of the ball game.
The crazy thing about this field is that light pole is in play, and if that ball caroms off a light pole and you still can't get a triple, it's going to be pretty hard to get a triple on this field.
So 1 down, Smith on second. Here's Alex Griffith. He singled in the second, then popped out to Britton at first. Back in the 4th inning. Ravino working from the stretch, takes a look at Smith, now goes to the plate. First pitch swinging, shallow fly ball, shortstop Austin going back, but it drops in front of Hogeson. That'll be a single, back-to-back hits for Griffith. Smith now on third with still 1 away. We've seen a couple of times Keene hitters been able to just drop it in there between the middle infielder running out and Hogeson running in.
Well, the pitcher, Ravino, is doing a good job of getting the fastball in on their hands. They're able to just get enough bat on it to get a couple bleeders in here.
So after a quick first out, back-to-back hits for Keene, and they have runners on the corners. Now for Shamir Morales.
Of Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
From Fort Lauderdale, your stomping grounds.
Definitely a lot of South Florida natives around on this team. I played Carballo in high school, as I mentioned the little factoid about his high school, Archbishop McCarthy winning 3 straight state titles. They would beat us up pretty good every year.
First pitch curveball drops in there for strike 1. Ravino getting ahead, as he has been doing the entire night. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Line drive into right field. Mangrum fields it on a hop, but Smith scores from third to cut the lead to 3. Newport leading this one 5-2 now. 3 consecutive hits here for the SwampBats.
And the unique thing about the NECBL is you have players from all over. As you see, Keene has several players from South Florida, my stomping grounds, but you have players from the West Coast, the East Coast, the Midwest, pretty much everywhere, and that's what makes this league pretty unique.
A lot of demographics covered as Kevin Winterroad comes out to talk with Ravino and the rest of the infield. We'll see if they have anybody warming up here. Ravino already up to 82 pitches, and it looks like it's the lefty Mike McCaffrey out of Wesleyan University. Also for the SwampBats, it is number 14 who's warming up, Jeffrey Crammel from Southern New Hampshire University. That's another interesting thing about Cardines. You know, if you're warming up and somebody else is on the other team, you are right next to them.
And that's the thing. You're warming up with the opponent. You got the hockey-style dugouts here. It's a pretty interactive experience with your opponent.
Yeah, you get to know them well. And, you know, I can assume one pitcher throws a fastball, the other a little delayed, and here's the pop of the mitt. He wants to get it a little bit louder.
And it's almost like bowling. You can't throw at the same time. You can't bowl at the same time as the guy in the lane next to you. It's kind of going to throw him off.
Here's Dwayne Jr. First pitch curveball misses low in the dirt, 1-0. So Carballo led off the inning with the pop out to Hogeson, who made the nice play sliding, feet first. And Smith with the double, Griffith with the single, Morales with the RBI single. Runners on first and second now, one down. 1-0 pitch, popped up right side, out of play.
And I'm not sure if Coach Coombs went out there just to talk to Ravino or whether Ravino actually talked Coombs out of calling to the bullpen, but this is a crucial part in the game for the Gulls with 2 men on. They only lead by 3 runs. The tying run's at the plate with only 1 away.
Yeah, it seems like a game that Newport's been in control of the entire time, which for the most part, but they have, but you know, we see time and time again big innings from a lot of teams here in the NECBL. Ravino trying to get out of this one. 1-1 fastball misses high.
And if Ravino doesn't get this guy, I think he knows his night's done, so he's going right after him. But with that being said, he is the tying run, 1 swing of the bat, and you got a new ball game.
They do have one. That one is fouled to the backstop. They do have one guy in Mike McCaffrey who has looked good. He's warming up. Wesleyan kid, and had a nice season for the Cardinals. Keene now out hitting Newport 8-6. Thanks to these 3 hits in the top of the 6th inning. Dwayne Jr. putting together an at-bat. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball up the middle. Austin touches second for 1. On to first. Double play. A 6U3 double play from Cole Austin. Gets Ravino out of a jam. Keene leaves 2 runners on. They score 1 run off 3 hits and cut the lead to 3, but Newport takes a 5-2 advantage into the bottom of the frame. Don't go anywhere. You're listening and watching Newport Gulls baseball right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The 18th season marks the 25th season of the New England League. Founded a quarter of a century ago, the New England League has distinguished itself by offering a summer collegiate baseball experience unlike any other. The New England League has long prided itself on its ability to transcend communities with the region's love of baseball, a common denominator in all walks of life, combined with some of the nation's elite up-and-coming prospects who share one common goal. Together, we all make baseball and our communities better thanks to a passionate fan base and the dedication of each of our member franchises, from host families to volunteers to front offices and everyone in between. Thank you, fans, for 25 amazing years of the New England League, and here's to many, many more. Be sure to check out the Gulls online at newportgulls.com. That's newportgulls.com. The NECBL Broadcast Network, your home for the Newport Gulls.
As we welcome you back to the broadcast booth, Dave Peck joined alongside Newport Gulls scorekeeper Andre Olivier, my broadcast partner Aram Layton, and Newport Gulls field reporter Joe DeLeon. Joe, midway through the 6th, what does the New England Collegiate Baseball League look like?
Well, Dave, the Mystic Shooters are currently in the middle of a comeback attempt as they are down 1 run, 5-4 in the bottom of the 9th. The Winnipesaukee Muskrats are now down 10 runs to the New Bedford Bay Sox. Their lead grew by 2. And then we have a tight one out at Goodall Park. North Adams Steeplecats are up 8-7. The Danbury Westerners lead the Plymouth Pilgrims 5-0. And then finally, in the top of the 7th, the Ocean State Waves are tied 3-3 with the Valley Blue Sox.
Thanks, Joe. First pitch swinging there from Harvey, and he's able to ground that one into the hole as it rolls into left field. Aggressive approach works for the Wake Forest Demon Deacon. Newport has leadoff guy on here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Dylan Plew digs into the left-handed batter's box for the 3rd time, grounding into that 4-6-3 double play his last time up as he takes a first pitch fastball from Guevara.
Plews hit the ball hard both times, though. That double play was a rocket, one hopper right at the second baseman, so he's seen the ball pretty well at the plate.
0-1 pitch coming. Guevara takes a look in, sets the glove at the chest, slide step, and it's a fastball just off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike here to the Washington State Cougar.
You know, in the 9 spot's not a bad spot to be as a hitter. I know there's a little bit of a stigma of being the last guy in the order, but pitchers will go right after you. They want to get that out before the lineup flips over to the top of the order. Get a lot of pitches to hit.
Long pause. Here's the 1-1. Plew shows bunt. Can't get it down as it pops down the 3rd baseline foul to move the count to 1-2. And no, it's really like saying an outfielder, isn't one of your better players. It's like a little league thing that a lot of people who don't necessarily follow baseball that much may say, but 9-batter is so important. You see so many at the major league level that really can change things. To have a guy that can lay down a bunt on a whim like Plew just tried to do there, or steal bases, get on, and have wheels. That's what it takes, and it's so important if you want to have a successful team that can score runs night in and night out. 1-2 curveball misses low. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, it really is a secondary leadoff hitter, and as we've seen Plew bat leadoff in the beginning of the season plenty, it gives the Gulls a great opportunity middle of the game to get some guys on base for the middle of the order for those big guys, Cole Austin and Dalton Reed.
Plew batting so far on the year, 296. Just around 300. Here's the break-even offering. Flare down the 3rd baseline into the netting, foul. And it got caught in the netting there. That'll be a souvenir for somebody who can find it maybe after the game. Maybe toss it around afterwards. We'll see. Good amount of people here still at Cardines. 8:40 on a very nice Friday night. Sun setting to our left, just over the Narragansett Bay. 2-2 pitch, fouled again left side. We'll reset and do it again. Salve Regina University night, and obviously very active in the community, very active with the Gulls. And Ed Abishaw, one guy that I actually saw when I was in Florida, sophomore year of high school. It was the first time I ever put a headset on, and I saw him here. He was working one of the gates, and I got to run into him and talk to him a little bit, and that was nice to see an old friend. Here's the 2-2. Curveball, this one lifted deep to right field, but it dies as Bro loses it, and it bounces all the way to the fence. Harvey coming around 3rd. He is stopped by Coach Grawl. So it sounded like it was a deep fly ball off the bat. Bro looked like it was a shallow fly ball, and he ended up being way wrong. It landed about 20 feet behind him off the base of the fence, and that would be a double for Plew.
And this we've seen in several games this time of the evening, around 8:30, 9 o'clock, as the sun starts setting. It's a little bit of a hazy sky with the lights on, and players have continuously had a tough time picking the ball up out of the sky.
Now there's going to be what appears to be a pitching change as Lyndon Coleman walks out. Guevara flips the ball up to himself, but hands it to Coleman. His night is done. Runners on 2nd and 3rd with nobody out. 5-2 lead for the Gulls, but they're threatening for more. We'll come right back right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network after these short messages.
Sunday July 29th, it's the New England Collegiate Baseball League's All-Star Game at Mackenzie Stadium in Holyoke, Massachusetts. Join all 13 NECBL teams, including this year's hosts, the Valley Blue Sox, for a night of baseball action that can't be missed. The always exciting skills competition and home run derby start in the early afternoon with game time set for 5:10. For more information about July 29th's All-Star Game or the New England Collegiate Baseball League, visit www.necbl.com.
A reminder that this copyrighted telecast is the exclusive property of the Newport Gulls Baseball Club and the New England Collegiate Baseball League, presented by the authority of the NECBL Broadcast Network for the entertainment of our listening and viewing audience. It may not be reproduced, re-recorded, or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game cannot be disseminated without the express written consent of the Newport Gulls and the Commissioner's Office of the New England Collegiate Baseball League.
The NECBL Broadcast Network, your home for the Newport Gulls.
As we welcome you back here to Cardines Field, a pitching change for the SwampBat. It'll be Jeff Pramel out of Southern New Hampshire University, rising sophomore from Bridgewater, New Jersey. Brady 6'5", 180. And this past year had an 0-0 record, 10 appearances, did not start a game, recorded one save, held on to a 1.54 earned run average in 11.2 innings pitched. So you can try and offer some relief after Harvey on a first pitch fastball just jumped all over it and hit a sinking line drive between Golden and Dwayne as it rolled into left field and then flew with that deep fly ball that was just misread by Bro. But, you know, you look back to it, it hit off the base of the wall. It would have been a tough play anyways.
And that's what I was wondering. I was almost going to ask you is, do you think he could have got a glove on that? It's tough to say because he came in on it, so we can't really tell if he could have had a beat on it. Definitely might have had a chance to catch that ball, but nonetheless, he hit it hard, and it's going to be a double in the scorebook.
Yeah, I think it would have been one of those plays that if he did make it, it would have been an excellent play and an excellent job running it down, because it was definitely poked. And well, 2 games so far this season. Has a 2.45 earned run average in the NECBL, 3.2 innings pitched, 1 run, 5 hits, walked 2, and struck out 5. As in steps Jack Gethings. Gethings with an RBI single in the second. He is 1 for 2, also walked in the first and scored. Infield is in. First pitch from Pramel is a fastball taken for strike 1. Harvey on third, Plu on second. Newport with a 5-2 lead. Pramel gets the sign. High leg kick, here's the 0-1. Line drive into left field, that'll get down for a hit. Harvey scores from third. Plu coming home, the throw is cut off. It is not in time, a 2 RBI single for Jack Gethings, and Newport takes a 7-2 lead.
Huge 2 RBI single from Gethings there. You have to answer back when Keene climbs back and gets one more to climb within 3. Now that really buries Keene, puts you in a great spot for probably McCaffrey, who's going to come out on the mound next inning, but the Gulls have an opportunity to add even more runs with no outs here and their fastest runner on first.
Gethings has been swinging a hot bat. 2 singles in this game. He had 3 hits yesterday. First pitch to Austin is a curveball that drops in for strike 1 on the outside corner. He just hit it the other way, hit it into left field, and Plu actually, I think, disregarded what Greg Gall was saying. I think he was pointing back to the bag, and Plu just went right by him as that curveball misses off the plate, 1-1. Reminds me of a Manny Ramirez blowing off DeMalo Hale. You know, you're a Miami guy, so you may not get that, but you know, a Boston New England guy. That was a classic.
I know there's a lot of Red Sox fans around here, but that's one of those things too where you make it, no one says anything, you get thrown out, you're going to hear it from your coach.
1-1 fastball catches the low and outside corner for strike 2. Austin looking for his first hit of the ball game, 0 for 2 with a walk. 1-2 pitch, curveball popped up, foul, right side out of play. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Already 2 runs across. Newport reclaiming that 5-run advantage that they had earlier in the game, as the 1-2 curveball is chased off the plate and missed for strike 3. A lot of frustration there from Austin. There's one gone.
Designated hitter.
We'll get you the final stat line for Guevara. 3 innings, gave up 2 runs, both of which were earned off 3 hits, walked 1, struck out 3, and faced 12 Newport Gulls. Got things still on first, 1 down. Here's Dalton Reed. 1 for 3. First pitch curveball misses low. Singled in the first, grounded out to Smith at first, but got the RBI and then struck out his last at-bat in the 4th inning. 1-0 from Pramel is swung through and missed for strike 1. Pramel takes a long look in, now gets the sign. 1-1, misses inside, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Dalton Reed probably been as consistent as anybody in this Gulls lineup.
Here's the 2-1. That one elevated, swung through, couldn't catch up to it. Now a 2-2 count here to Reed. From Seminole State, committed to play at the University of Kentucky. Waits the 2-2 pitch from Pramel. Here it is. And he gets him to swing and miss for strike 3. Second consecutive strikeout for Pramel, and there are 2 gone.
Well, Pramel went right after Reed there, challenged him with 3 fastballs, and Reed swung through all 3 of them. Didn't really make an adjustment there after swinging through the first 2. He already choked up on the bat a little bit, but didn't seem to choke up on it anymore and shorten up. But got to give credit to Pramel for just challenging him and fighting fire with fire.
So here is Cody Hosey, 3 for 3, 3 singles, couple of RBI already. First pitch, fastball, just catches the outside corner for strike 1. Hosey, a little upset.
A little bit of a delayed call from the home plate umpire there.
Started all 58 games, had a .291 average at Tulane. 65 hits, that was 3rd. 13 doubles, that was 3rd, and 5 home runs as well. Here's the 0-1 pitch, popped up right side. First baseman Smith giving chase, but it'll get up and out of play for strike 2, and kind of in the area of that porch out there in right field. Fans looking for a souvenir.
Some of them not looking at the field. They might want to be looking alive after that one.
They got other things going on as well. You know, it's the atmosphere part of it for them.
Absolutely.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Hot line drive into right center field, just out of the reach of Woodworth at second. Gethings being waved around second. He will be safe at 3rd. Now Hosey headed towards second, and he is safe there. So it looked like the outfielders were having some trouble. Bro and Carballo couldn't get the ball in. Hosey took advantage of it. That'll go down as a single for Hosey and an error on Bro. And now Newport, with 2 outs, has runners on second and 3rd.
Carballo is doing his best to cut that ball off, running full speed to try and hold Gethings at second. Seemed to just lose his footing and twist his knee or ankle or whatever it was. He's still hobbling out there in center field trying to get a feel for his leg. Hope he's all right out there.
So a 4 for 4 night so far for Cody Hosey. Gives Newport an opportunity to add to this 7-2 lead with 2 outs. Zach Hogeson digs in. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. First pitch swung on, lifted down the left field line. Third baseman Dwayne giving chase, and he's able to make the catch. He bounced off the fence before and then came out and was able to glove it to retire the Gulls. What a play there by Dwayne Jr. Newport is able to score 2, though. They leave 2 runners on 1 error by the SwampBats. 7-2, we'll head to the 7th. Don't go anywhere. You're listening and watching Newport Gulls baseball right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Fans, the NECBL's Broadcast Network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, and now on your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a team pass for $125, or enjoy the entire 2018 season with a league pass for $149. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Hey Gulls fans, DVDs of all home games are available. To order copies, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. All DVDs include a full pregame show, postgame show, 5 high-quality cameras, and exclusive player interviews. Everything you know and love about Newport Gulls baseball. For more information, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Don't miss your chance to own a piece of the 2018 Newport Gulls season. The Newport Gulls, 6-time champions of the NECBL. Follow the whole season right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Newport, Rhode Island, Gulls on top, 7-2, a beautiful sunset. You can see on your screen here in the city by the sea. We have a pitching change for the Gulls. It is number 20 from Wesleyan University, Mike McCaffrey, in to relieve Drew Ravino. Get you Ravino's final stat line. But for McCaffrey, he's making his second NECBL appearance, his first one. He went 3 innings, giving up 3 runs on 4 hits. He walked 3, struck out 2. Only has a 9 ERA. But he did pick up the win in that Wareham game. It does not count towards any CBL stats, so you won't find it anywhere on the interweb, but it is in the book, and it is in his head. It's something that he can build on as he faces off against the 9-1-2 part of this Keene SwampBats lineup.
And McCaffrey's run into a little bit of bad luck. We've seen him in one of his outings where most of his runs that he's given up this year, bad error that could have got him out of the inning, and then the wheels kind of fell off after that.
First pitch fastball catches the outside corner for strike 1 on Mitchell Golden. Golden 1 for 2 with a single and scored. Also lined out is this one. Broken bat flare. Gethings goes to his right, catches it in the air, 1 gone. Now it looked like it may have a chance to get over Gethings on one of those bloops again, but the broken bat just too much. It killed it. Gethings really came in and to his right and made the play on the edge of the infield.
It's such a distinct sound. You know right off the bat when that thing's broken, and it's the worst feeling as a hitter.
1 pitch, 1 out. That one is fouled to the backstop, 0-1. 2 pitches, 1 out rather. He was able to spot up that first fastball. Cordell Dunn Jr. came in after Delgado was hurt. He's now in left. Here's the 0-1. Curveball bounces in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Woodworth came in from left. He's at second, and Golden went from second to short.
Dunn Jr. perhaps has the best swing of the day for Keene, peppering that ball off the wall and left in his first at bat.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Line drive center field right at Hogeson, who makes the catch, 2 gone. Hit on the nose. Hogeson really didn't have to move. And he gives a little sign to Plu, saying, thank God that was right at me, because it was hit hard. See, it has the bottom spin. He takes a few steps in and then casually gloves it with the left hand.
Got to him pretty quick out there. Dunn's a pretty fast guy out of the box, and he was not even halfway to first before it got to center field.
Nobody on. 2 outs. First pitch to Joe Bro, misses high and inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Caffrey from the windup. Pop fly. Left field. Plu going back at the wall. Makes the catch. And Keene goes down 1-2-3. Nice job there coming in by McCaffrey. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. 7-2 Newport on top. Don't go anywhere. You're listening and watching Newport Gulls baseball right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
We would like to thank DreamBat Company, an official partner of the New England League, for their support and sponsorship of our postseason awards. DreamBat Company has been a proud partner and supporter of the New England League since 2010. Visit dreambats.com and enter coupon code NECBL20 for 20% off your entire online purchase. Be sure to check out the Gulls online at newportgulls.com. That's newportgulls.com. You're watching and listening to Newport Gulls baseball on your flagship home for the Gulls all season long, the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Moving right along here in Newport. Bottom of the 7th, 7-2. Gulls on top, trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. Keene trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. They sit at 3-4, 4th in the Northern Division. Newport 3-4, 5th in the Southern Division. We've mentioned it a few times, but running into some of the top pitching in the NECBL. 2 times playing Plymouth, who has a 1.27 earned run average as a team. They also played New Bedford on Wednesday, who had the 2nd best ERA in the league. But that was a game that was fogged out in the bottom of the 3rd inning, not after a 5-run bottom of the inning by the Gulls. That game will be continued next Tuesday when they head to New Bedford, and they'll pick up where they left off in the bottom of the 3rd with nobody on, nobody out, because the bases were cleared by a grand slam by Zach Hogeson.
It's a tough break for the Gulls because you have all that momentum going, you hit the grand slam, you'd like to keep rolling, and you kind of got to resume it now a week later, but nonetheless, the Gulls are in a much better situation than they were in the beginning of that inning that ended up getting fogged out.
So here's Stevie Mangrum, Britton to follow, and Harvey in the hole. First pitch curveball is in there for strike 1. Bramwell back out on the hill. Working from the stretch, here's the 0-1. Curveball swung over, rolled over down the 3rd baseline, foul, 0-2. Final stat line for Ravino, he was sharp. 6 innings, 2 runs. Gave up 8 hits, walked 1, struck out 4, faced 26 Keene SwampBats. Bramwell looks in, gets the sign. Here's the 0-2 to Mangrum. It's a curveball, and it's off the plate for ball 1. Mangrum thought about it just a little bit. Not enough to swing the bat, not enough to check his swing, but you could tell hands starting to go forward just a little bit.
Well, Mangrum's in protect mode there, so he was thinking if it didn't end up fading off the plate a little more, he was going to try and stick it out, at least get a bat on it.
1-2 fastball misses high, so Mangrum has worked his way back into this count. 0 for 3 on the night. Had 2 hits yesterday. Looking for his first here against the SwampBats. 2-2 offering, swung on and missed for strike 3. Third strikeout of the night for Pramel. 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th.
Number 12, Zach Brenton.
One thing that Pramel is doing that his 2 teammates Exposito and Guevara didn't do before him was he's going right after these batters. He's not playing around. He hasn't really fallen behind any hitters, and it's paying off for him so far. He's just challenging him with his best fastball and saying, try and hit it.
Yeah, Mangrum just couldn't catch up to that one. That was the 2nd time Mangrum struck out in the ball game.
And we saw Pramel do the same thing with Dalton Reed with 3 straight fastballs.
First pitch to Zach Britton, skips in the dirt, 1-0. 7-2 Newport on top, bottom of the 7th inning. Nobody on, 1 out for Britton, who bats in the 7 hole for Mike Coombs here tonight. 1-0 pitch, big swing, big miss. Kind of elevated that fastball high and outside, and Britton with the off-balance swing just couldn't barrel it up at all.
Probably one that Britton was better off laying off, maybe taking for a strike.
1-1, he goes inside with it and catches the inside part of the zone. Britton took it, but it'll be a strike now. 1-2 as we are at the 9 o'clock hour here in the city by the sea, Newport, Rhode Island. 1-2, fastball misses high.
And one thing that Pramel's doing a good job of as well is working that fastball on the inner half and the outer half back and forth and keeping these Gulls hitters on their toes.
Pramel sets the glove, high leg kick, here's the 2-2, and it swung on a miss for strike 3, back-to-back Ks for Pramel, and there are 2 gone here in the 7th. just been challenging him.
Like we said, he's going to the fastball. I think these Gulls hitters know the fastball's coming, but they're not cutting down on their swings much at all, taking big hacks, and they can't catch up right now.
He's pitching like he has a lead. That's what he's doing. SwampBats down 5, but a lot of confidence being shown by Jeff Pramel.
And you love that out of your reliever, going right after these hitters and challenging them until they prove that they can hit it.
Here's Harvey. First pitch curveball misses off the plate. Harvey, who jumped on a first pitch fastball his last time up. He ended up scoring on the 2 RBI single by Gethings. 1-0 misses high.
And one thing we know the Gulls can start to struggle with is the strikeout. They've struck out as many as 18 times in a game this year.
2-0 check swing into the netting right near the Newport dugout down the first baseline. Moved to count to 2 balls and 1 strike.
And that's some of the growing pains you have to deal with when you have a lot of players adjusting. You also have a lot of power hitters, a lot of guys that take big hacks. You're going to have to deal with the strikeouts a little bit when you get as many home runs as the Gulls get.
Yeah, you trade off, and something that you don't necessarily love, but it also can even out as that curveball drops in for strike 2. So all 3 batters so far in this inning have worked into a 2-2 count. First 2 struck out. See what happens here. Break-even offering. Fastball just misses off the plate, and Harvey is able to work past that into a full count.
That just missed off the outer half. We're a little bit to the right of home plate, so it's a tough angle to tell. I'll take the umpire's word for it, but that was definitely close.
Here's the 3-2 from Pramel. He elevates the fastball and K's up Harvey, who couldn't lay off. And Pramel strikes out the side. Newport goes down 1-2-3 in the 7th. We'll head to the 8th. The Gulls with a 7-2 lead. Don't go anywhere. You're listening and watching Newport Gulls baseball right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Hey fans, are you ready for the next competition? Well, it's time for Dance for Your Dinner.
The season marks the 25th season of the New England League. Founded a quarter of a century ago, the New England League has distinguished itself by offering a summer collegiate baseball experience unlike any other. The New England League has long prided itself on its ability to transcend communities with the region's love of baseball, a common denominator in all walks of life, combined with some of the nation's elite up-and-coming prospects who share one common goal. Together, we all make baseball and our communities better thanks to a passionate fan base and the dedication of each of our member franchises, from host families to volunteers to front offices and everyone in between. Thank you, fans, for 25 amazing years of the New England League, and here's to many, many more. Hey, Gulls fans, DVDs of all home games are available. To order copies, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. All DVDs include a full pregame show, postgame show, 5 high-quality cameras, and exclusive player interviews. Everything you know and love about Newport Gulls baseball. For more information, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Don't miss your chance to own a piece of the 2018 Newport Gulls season. NCTV 18 Newport County, the World Wide Web. And on DVD. This is Newport Gulls baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
As we welcome you back here to the broadcast booth, Dave Peck joined by Newport Gulls scorekeeper Andre Olivier, my broadcast partner Arm Layton, and Joe DeLeon here in the top of the 8th inning. Woodworth, Carballo, and Smith due up for the SwampBats. McCaffrey back out on the hill after an impressive first inning of work.
We'll see how McCaffrey continues into this inning. He did give up some hard contact in the first inning. They were right at some guys, but see if the Keene SwampBats can keep putting good swings on balls.
First pitch to Woodworth is a breaking ball that misses low and inside. 1 ball and no strikes. McCaffrey led the NESCAC in strikeouts with 57 this past season. Here's the 1-0. Fastball just a little inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Also had a no-hit bid in that game against Middlebury. Here's the 2-0. Fastball just outside. So 3 straight balls, but they've been close. Good pitches, just a little bit off and inside.
And we talked about that no-hit bid. he actually was pulled in the late innings by his coach at Wesleyan, if I'm not mistaken. I think you have a little more insight on that story.
3-0 fastball misses as well, so it's a first pitch walk, and Woodworth is on to lead things off here in the 8th. Yeah, it was against Middlebury in a matchup that was, you know, a weekend matchup in the NESCAC. Every game matters for every college baseball player, especially on those weekend games, and he had a good game going, but like you said, his coach pulled him. The first pitch is swung on and fouled down the left field line, foul by Carballo. 6 innings, no runs, no hits, struck out 10, 5 walks in a 1-0 win over the Panthers. Working from the stretch now, here's the 0-1. Fastball runs way inside, and Carballo did a good job getting out of that one because it was coming for his head. Kennesaw State Rising Jr. is 0 for 2 with a couple of flyouts. He walked his first time up, but was thrown out by Harvey. After he comes to the set, here's the 1-1. Curveball just catching the outside corner. Nice pitch there from McCaffrey.
Carballo doesn't seem like he loves it. We've seen several hitters a little upset with some of the calls we've seen at home plate, but if anything, home plate umpire has been somewhat consistent with those calls.
Yeah, I think there's, you know, it's been both ways. 1-2 curveball misses in the dirt, stopped by Harvey, but advancing 90 feet goes Woodworth. He now stands on second with nobody out.
And a great read by Woodworth. He was on his way before the ball even hit the catcher's chest, read it out of the pitcher's hand, and there was no chance to get him at second base.
Harvey goes out, says maybe 2 words to McCaffrey. That might have been the shortest pitcher-catcher meeting I've ever seen. And
like
runs back. Yeah, I mean, maybe he saw something we did not. As McCaffrey gets the sign. Here's the 2-2 to Carballo. Fastball high, waved and missed for strike 3. First strikeout of the ball game for McCaffrey, and there's 1 gone here in the 8th, and maybe that's what he was saying. Harvey was like, let's go upstairs, he's going to chase. That's the only thing I can think of.
If he said that, credit to Harvey, because he chased it. He wasn't even close to catching up to that one. McCaffrey will reach back for a little extra when he's ahead there, and blew it right by him.
So 1 down, Woodworth still on second. Here is Brandon Smith. Had a double and scored his last time up. First pitch from McCaffrey is a changeup just off the plate. Final attendance here at Cardines Field, 1,211. McCaffrey takes a look at Woodworth, now goes to the plate. The 1-0 fastball misses high. Fans still in the ballpark. Young and old, Friday night, no school tomorrow.
Yeah, you see the younger kids end up tending to stay around a little later, which is nice on these weekend games, and they have a ton of fun, you know, whether they're watching the game the whole time or they're running around chasing goalie and jumping on his back. Kids love it here, and it's a great atmosphere.
Here's the 2-0 deep fly ball to left field. Plough just looks up. This one is absolutely hammered and over the fence. A 2-run shot there for Brandon Smith, and it's now 7-4 Newport.
Plough didn't move a muscle there.
That one was crushed, and it was right probably either on or over that house that we've been talking about with the porch in left field. He got all of that one and took McCaffrey deep.
You know, it's hits like that where I really wish we had some sort of exit velo technology, something along those lines, because that would have been off the charts.
That was hammered, and like you said, Plough did not move a muscle there on the contact.
And when you have a wall as high as 28 feet, you know, outfielders are typically going to run just in case and make sure if it hits off the top of the wall, they can play off of it, but Plough didn't move a muscle.
First pitch, Griffith fouls off the backstop 0-1. That was Smith's second home run of the season. He's now tied for first on his team with Joe Bro in the category of long balls. Here's the 0-1 from McCaffrey. Curveball bounces about 58 feet. Taken for ball 1.
Well, home runs doesn't seem to be Keene's MO. That they seem to thrive on some good base running, advancing on any opportunity they can get, and some timely hitting. But nonetheless, they'll take a bomb like that any day of the week.
Came into this game with 4 home runs, tied for 8th. They now have 5. 1-1 pitch, ground ball towards the shortstop. Austin scoops it up, fires it across the diamond, and the throw is in time. 2 gone here in the 8th. The sure-handed Cole Austin.
And Cole Austin has been a pleasant surprise out there at shortstop. Not that I didn't think he could play a good shortstop, but he's looked great out there, as good as anyone. And, you know, we know Gethings is sure-handed at second base. He's played shortstop, but they seem to have a few different guys that can rotate in the middle infield there that do a great job.
And Gethings looks just like a natural second baseman. He's so comfortable out there, and he's, you know, one of the middle infielders that has been so consistent, along with Austin, but since the very beginning of this season.
And the thing about Gethings, though, is natural second baseman, but he has the arm strength that to carry over to shortstop if the Gulls ever need him to play over there.
So 2 down, nobody on. Bases cleared on that 2-run shot by Smith. For Shmear Morales, who pops up this ball towards the left side. Shortstop Austin going back into shallow left field, makes the catch to retire the side. But Keene gets 2 more off the 2-run shot by Smith. They cut the lead to 3. Newport trying to answer back, up 7-4 as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Your attention, please.
Listen up, fans. You, our loyal fans, will be selecting 2 players to this year's All-Star Game. Beginning on Monday, July 23rd, fans will be able to vote for the final All-Star for each of the North and South Division teams. The player from each division with the most votes will be named to the NECBL All-Star Team. This year's All-Star Game is being played at the home of the Valley Blue Sox on Sunday, July 29th. Fan voting will take place online at vote18.necbl.com beginning on Monday, July 23rd. Hey Gulls fans, DVDs of all home games are available. To order copies, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. All DVDs include a full pregame show, postgame show, 5 high-quality cameras, and exclusive player interviews. Everything you know and love about Newport Gulls baseball. For more information, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Don't miss your chance to own a piece of the 2018 Newport Gulls season.
Seven to 4. Newport on top, bottom of the 8th inning, 9:13 here on the Eastern Seaboard. Keene was able to get 2 more on the 2-run shot by Brandon Smith. That was one of the furthest balls we've seen hit here at Cardines Field this season. Bramwell back out on the hill for the SwampBats, and he struck out Mangrum, Britton, and Harvey in order. In the 7th inning, it'll be Plu, Gethings, and Austin to up here in the 8th. Blue had that double off the right center field fence that Bro misplayed back in the 6th inning.
Last time Keene scored, the Gulls were able to answer back and put some runs up of their own. Let's see if the Gulls can do that in this crucial 8th inning here.
First pitch taken high for ball 1, and he doubled his first time up as well. It was an RBI double back in the 2nd. So 2 for 3 ball game. With an RBI, Plu is happy to be back in this Newport lineup. 1-0 from Bramwell. Fastball inside corner, thought about it, didn't matter. Called for strike.
Bramwell's been sharp, striking out 5 of the 8 batters he's faced so far in his 2 innings of work.
Takes a look in. Now comes to the top of his set. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball, started out, ended out, 2 balls and 1 strike. He came into this game allowing 35 runs, all of which were earned. 2-1, waved through and missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Plu. Fielding has been good for them so far this season, and in this game, you know, a couple of miscues, having trouble reading things off the lights, but they have just 1 error, as does Newport. Newport out hitting the SwampBats 10-9 with a 7-4 lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2-2 pitch. Popped up, foul left side. Giving chase is Dwayne, but it'll get up and out of play.
And it's one of those games where it really feels like the Gulls are out hitting Keene by a lot more than just one hit, but a lot of that has to do with the free passes and the timely hitting. But nonetheless, it does not feel like it's that close in the hit column.
Yeah, Newport has just done a good job hitting consecutively, and that's something that they've struggled with when they have struggled. You know, still with that 277 batting average coming in, but when it hasn't gone their way, that's been why, as that one is ripped into center field. Line drive. Carballo fields it, but it's a leadoff single there for Blue, and his 3rd hit of the ball game.
Just a really nice piece of hitting there from Blue. Sits back on the off speed, lets it get deep into the batter's box, and drives it right up the middle.
So now a 3-for-4 night. Flips the lineup to bring up Gethings, who is 2-for-3 with 3 RBI. It's been the 9-1 punch. First pitch fastball, easy take, high and outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Gethings steps out. Gets a sign from Brawl, now digs back into that left-handed batter's box, waves the bat through the zone. Awaits the 1-0, here it is. Fastball catching the outer third, 1-1.
Gethings looking over for a sign from his third base coach over there. We'll see if Newport tries to put anything on, maybe a hit and run, bunt, steal. There's plenty they can do here with the leadoff batter and some speed on their first base with Blue.
1-1, fouled into the netting behind home plate. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, especially now with a 1-2 count and a left-handed hitter in Gethings, there's a big hole there as the second baseman Woodworth has to be alert. And, you know, he's in double play depth. He also has to be alert if Blue is off on the play. So a lot of room to hit it through the hole there on the right side.
And that 9-1 punch, like we keep talking about, it's got to be great for Coach Coombs to work with in situations like this. You can't ask for more as a coach.
1-2 fastball misses high, even things up at 2 apiece. Blue was not off on the play. Unsurprisingly, only 2 stolen bases for Newport. Haven't run too much.
If it goes to a full count, that's when we might see Blue on the move.
Earl peers in. Takes a look over his shoulder at Blue, now comes to the set. Leg kick, here's the 2-2. Popped up in the infield left side. Dwayne Jr. coming in from third is able to make the catch on the edge of the infield for out number 1. So that'll bring up Cole Austin. Austin 0 for 3, he walked, was stranded on third in the second. Struck out in the first, struck out in the 6th. He's been frustrated so far, but looks to find some momentum here. First pitch, broken bat, fouled off the end, grounded towards the Newport dugout. Maybe that's what he needed. Just a little reset.
New bat. Get to reset your mind a little bit, walk out there, walk back in. It's rare to see the bat break like that and just splinter off of the barrel. Pretty unique situation there.
Yeah, it was just right on the end. And you see there, the barrel, half of it just went down the third base line. But he gets a fresh one.
And Cole Austin was so good through the first few games of the season. And it's baseball, you have your ups and downs, and it's just a guy you'd really like to see get going here late in this game, kind of roll into the next game.
Here's the 0-1, nice breaking ball, catching the outer edge for strike 2. They've just been going after that low and outside pitch on Austin.
And the thing is, when it's going tough for you, you feel like you almost start with an 0-2 count. You like fall right into one of those 0-2 counts, and you feel like you're always on the defense, and it's tough, but I'm sure Cole Austin will work out of it, and he's getting some valuable at-bats late in this game.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, and it's waved and missed for strike 3. 6th strikeout of the evening for Pramel, and there are 2 gone. So the struggles continue, but like you mentioned, that is baseball. It's a long season. We're only in game number 8.
And, hey, if you're going to struggle, you want to get it out of the way early in the season. This is a Gulls team, I mean, not to predict too much, that we expect is a very talented team. We expect to make a run into the postseason, and you're going to want your guys ready to go in the postseason because it's all about who gets hot at the right time.
Dalton Reed swings through that first pitch fastball for strike one. He is 1 for 3 on the night, had a single, also had an RBI in the second, struck out his last 2 times. Plew is off on the play. The throw from Griffith down to second is not in time. Nice job there by Plew, getting into scoring position with 2 away.
And that's a rare Newport Gulls stolen base.
That's number 3. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning, a 7-4 lead after the 2-run shot by Smith in the top of the frame. Newport would love to get at least 1 more. 2-out hitting has been key, especially for this guy Reed, as he fouls that one off the backstop, 0-2.
See how Reed adjusts after his first at-bat, swinging through 3 straight fastballs to strike out. Now he's behind again, 1-2. See if he shortens up here and just tries to put it in play.
On the year, Reed batting .500 with runners in scoring position with 2 outs, but he can't get one there as he strikes out swinging. 7th strikeout of the night for Pramel, and he gets out of the inning. Newport leaves 1 runner on, can't get a run across. We'll head to the 9th, 7-4, Gulls on top, trying to close this one off here in the city by the sea. We'll be right back.
Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, and now on your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a team pass for $125, or enjoy the entire 2018 season with a league pass for $149. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. The Newport Gulls, 6-time champions of the NECBL. Follow the whole season right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Top 9, Newport on top, 7-4, looking to get back to 500 here against the Keene SwampBats, and we have a pitching change here for the Gulls. It will be Nate Ryder coming in to try and shut this one out. He is on there with a save opportunity. Righty, 6'7", 245 from Bryant University. And this past season for the Bulldogs, he had 8 saves. That was first in the Northeast Conference with a 5.23 earned run average. And he has a 3-run lead to work with here in the 9th inning. He will face off against Dwayne Jr., Mitchell Golden, and Cordell Dunn Jr., the 8, 9, and 1 part of this Keene lineup.
And he was the closer for Bryant, like you said, and he's come to Newport and assumed that closer role for the Gulls. The Gulls have won in blowouts and lost in blowouts, so they haven't really had too many save opportunities for Ryder, but when he's had his name called, he's looked pretty sharp out there.
Has not let up a run in 3 games. 1 save, 3 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit. His last appearance came at Ocean State in that 5-1 win over the Waves back on June 9th. So Mike Coombs not messing around here. He's bringing in his 6'7" righty to try and close this one out. But it's been a nice ball game, and like you said, it seems like Newport's had a little bit more of an advantage than the scoreboard shows. It's only a 3-run game.
It's only a 3-run game, and they only barely edge out Keene in the hit column, but it really seems like they've been dominating most of the game, and that can kind of come back to bite you sometimes, where you kind of get complacent, you don't realize how close the other team is, and all of a sudden they sneak back in. Just like right here, it's only a 3-run game. They string a couple hits together, and before you know it, the tying runs at the plate.
Final stat line for Mike McCaffrey, 2 innings, 2 runs, both earned, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 8 SwampBats faced.
That's a tough line for McCaffrey as well, because other than the 1 pitch he made as a mistake, he was rather sharp.
Pitching this has been one of the best performances so far for the Gulls. They'll obviously look to, get 3 more outs here, but for a team that came with a 5.55 earned run average, this has been one of their better ones. First pitch to Dwayne Jr. is fouled to the backstop, 0-1. Dwayne Jr. struck out in the second, popped out to Gethings at second in the fourth, and grounded into that 6-3 double play in the sixth. The 0-1 fastball misses low and outside, 1-1. 6-3 double play, excuse me. Rader taking his time. Asks Harvey to go through the signs again. Now gets one he likes. Sets the glove at the belt. Long pause. Here's the 1-1. Elevated fastball, chased and missed. 1-2.
And we don't have a radar gun or anything like that, but we can kind of go off of what velocity we've seen from previous pitchers, and it's pretty evident that Ryder has a lot more on his fastball than anyone we've seen so far tonight.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball low and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Dwayne Jr., who's trying to lead things off. Newport trying to get a quick first out. That would be key here in the 9th.
It's just a different pop in the glove. You can probably hear it off your monitor at home. I mean,
break-even offering, ground ball left side. Austin diving, gets up. The throw across the diamond is not going to be in time. Nice feat of athleticism there by Austin, but it'll be a leadoff single for Dwayne Jr.
Heck of an effort from Austin to even have a chance to make that play. When you're going that fast the other direction, though, it's pretty hard to get anything on that throw all the way to first.
So Keene has their leadoff man on for the second consecutive inning. Woodworth walked in the 8th to lead off that frame, and then he was driven in on that shot by Smith. Here is Mitchell Golden. Ryder from the stretch. First pitch curveball in there for strike 1 on the inside corner. Golden had a single in the 3rd. He ended up scoring Keene's first run. Then lined out to Hosey, then lined out to Gethings. 0-1 pitch, another curveball. This one ricocheted off the glove. Gethings scoops it to second for 1, but it is dropped by Austin. It was on the transfer, so it'll go down in the book as a 1-4-6 fielder's choice. And there's one down here in the 9th. Had it not hit off his glove,
The left fielder.
potential double play ball, but still would have been difficult considering the fact that it was a high chopper, and it would have brought Gethings in and almost in front of second base.
And the 6'7" pitcher there, I mean, Ryder thinks he can reach almost anything, I'm sure, on top of that mound.
First pitch swung and missed by Dunn Jr. Hey, it's just reaction. There's nothing you can do. That's, we talk about territorial. That one is just instinct. Here's the 0-1. Another breaking ball. This one hit towards Austin. Goes to second for 1. The relay from Gethings to first is not in time. So that will be a 6-4 fielder's choice. Good job by Dunn Jr. extending this ball game, trucking down the first baseline.
As we've seen, Dunn Jr. can motor down the line pretty quickly. Getting one more chance for a Keene SwampBat to get on base and try and get the tying run to the plate. When you're in this position, that's pretty much all you can do is just try and get the tying run to the plate.
But Ryder has induced 2 ground balls after Dwayne Jr. had that leadoff single. Now Keene is down to their final out. Joe Bro digs in and takes ball 1 low. Ryder gets the sign. Comes to the set. Here's the 1-0 offering. Breaking ball called for strike 1 on the inside corner. He's liked that spot to lefties.
Seems to be where he likes to go. It's hard and fading away, and it's a really tough pitch to be able to hit if you're a lefty. Most of the time, they're just going to spit on that and wait for another one.
Here's the 1-1. Fastball low. Harvey pops up quickly. No throw down to first. 2 balls and 1 strike. Throw 1 for 4. Singled back in the 5th. Quiet night for him. Came into this game batting .375. Here's the 2-0 pitch. High fastball taken for ball 3. 7-4, bottom of the ninth. 1 on, 2 outs. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Fastball in there for strike 2. Bro threw the bat towards the dugout, but he'll have to go fetch that one and face a full count pitch next from Ryder.
And umpires hate that. You know, you're showing them up a little bit, throwing that bat before they even make the call. Sometimes they'll just make the call to make you come back.
I would be swinging at anything even remotely in the same area code as the strike zone if I'm Bro here on this 3-2 pitch after throwing the bat. 2 outs, 1 on, bottom 9. Curveball, this one chopped up the middle. Gethings coming in, fields it, throws it across his body, and it is in time. Newport wins. Final score, 7-4. Here in the city by the sea, Newport improves to 4-4 in NECBL play. Keene falls to 3-5. Don't go anywhere. We have the Newport Gulls post-game show next right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Newport Gulls Baseball, the NECBL Broadcast Network. The latest stats, scores, highlights, and player of the game interviews. Tune in after the final pitch of every home game for all of the analysis you need, and listen in live for our exclusive interview with the Newport Gulls player of the game. Only on the Newport Gulls postgame report on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
So Newport feels good to be back at home. It snaps this 3-game losing streak and gets back to 500 in a 7-4 win over the Keene SwampBats in this interdivisional matchup. They will face Keene one more time when they go up to New Hampshire, but they will enjoy this one for now. Dave Peck alongside Newport Gulls scorekeeper Andre Olivier, my broadcast partner Aram Layton, and Newport Gulls field reporter Joe DeLeon. This is how it happened. Jack Gethings got the first run on the board when he crossed home plate on the RBI single from Cody Hosey. Newport was able to score 4 more in the bottom of the second inning. Britton led off with a walk. Harvey was hit by a pitch. Dylan Plew had that RBI double, and then Gethings added a single and an RBI one at that, along with a Dalton Reed RBI and 1 more from Hosey. So it was a productive inning there. That was when they made it 4-0. They added a couple more in the 6th, thanks to the 2 RBI single from Jack Gethings. But Keene was picking their spots. They got a run in the 3rd off the 6-3 RBI ground out by Joe Bro. They got a run in the 6th off the RBI single from Shamir Morales. And they got it to within 3 off the 2-run shot by Brendan Smith. But Newport pitching just comes in and able to do a really good job, specifically Nate Ryder.
Well, Nate Ryder's kind of assumed that closer's role, as we were saying before. Haven't had a lot of save situations so far, as the Gulls have lost by a big amount in some games and won by a large amount, so there haven't been too many save opportunities. He's only thrown 3 innings coming into today, but Ryder did a great job of shutting the door. Newport kind of became stagnant when Prommel came in for Keene. I think if you're one of the Keene coaches, you got to be thinking maybe we should have went to Prommel earlier, because he did a good job of keeping the Newport Gulls bats at bay.
Yeah, Prommel, 3 innings, no runs, 3 hits, no walks, 7 strikeouts. But it was Nate Ryder who was able to match that. Just 1 inning, no runs, 1 hit, no walks, no strikeouts. But in a clutch situation, really a nice job there. The winning pitcher tonight, Drew Ravino, he went 6 innings, gave up just 2 runs, both earned off 8 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. The losing pitcher in tonight's ball game was Exposito. He went 2 innings, gave up 5 runs, all of which were earned off 5 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. And offensively for Newport, Cody Hosey, welcome back with a huge success tonight. He had 4 hits in 4 at-bats, including 2 RBI. And then Dylan Plew as well back in the lineup tonight. 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, 1 RBI. And that was how it happened. So, Arm, it's always great to have you in the broadcast booth. Perhaps we'll do it again. If not, I will see you in this chair over here for the field reporter role, but it's always a pleasure, and I will throw the post-game report to you guys and wrap things up here in the city by the sea. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dave. Always a pleasure. So I'm joined to my right by Joe DeLeone, the Newport Gulls field reporter. Joe, Newport was kind of in control most of the game. Keene snuck back in a little bit. What did you see from Newport today, especially on the offensive side of things, that they weren't able to do in their last 2 matchups against Plymouth?
Well, last 2 games against Plymouth, the big problem was they had to face very good pitching. Plymouth leading the league in overall ERA, and today was just proving the fact that they really can't take on those good pitchers. They need to take their opportunities when they get them, and today was one of those opportunities. They took all the good shots that they had, 11 hits in today's outing. There were multiple great instances of extra base hits. I think there were two RBI doubles that occurred in today's game. Just a lot more better production, but the one thing that we need to see is better overall consistency.
And that's the thing. I mean, we look at the lineup so far. It seems like one guy's faltering, another guy gets hot, and it kind of makes things difficult with the Gulls lineup. It's going to happen. That's baseball. But when you get to the end of the season, you want a little more consistency. Like you said, Cole Austin's struggling. Not to single anybody out. He was as good as anybody in the beginning of the season. Still has 3 homers on the year, but he's been struggling in the middle of the order. Maybe Coach Coombs might look to move him back in the order a little bit, take a little pressure off of him as he's still hitting second in the lineup. Seems like he's pressing a little bit. But nonetheless, the Gulls have an approach where if one guy's scuffling a little bit, another guy's going to pick him up. And Dylan Plew and Cody Hosey did a great job of that today, combining for 7 hits and driving in, let's see the exact number, it's 3 runs on their own just between the 2 of them. So you don't need to single out one guy, and I think they'll get things going together, but you got to go with the hot hand a little bit, and maybe it's time to move Cole Austin back and another guy up in the lineup and take a little pressure off of him, because I can tell you what, Cole Austin's as talented as anybody in this lineup, and he'll be good to go soon enough. It's just baseball, and you got to figure it out.
Yeah, Gethings was also another guy that had a really good game, 2 hits in his 2 at-bats, but also put out the most RBIs in today's game with 3. But just going off of what you said as far as Cole Austin is one of the guys that might be struggling, and there's some other guys here and there that aren't doing that great in the lineup. But at the end of the day, the thing with baseball, and especially in this summer season, is there's a lot of games to be played. Guys go cold for short periods of times, and then the better players will prove to find the games in which they do well, and they'll end up finishing out strong. I'm not too worried if I'm Coach Coombs if there's certain guys that aren't doing that well.
And this lineup's as talented as anyone in the NECBL. And we're going to throw it down to Dave Peck, who is with Dylan Plew, our player of the game tonight.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Newport Gull player of the game, Dylan Plew from Washington State. Dylan, 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, 2 doubles in the 9-hole. What was working tonight?
I mean, just seeing the ball deep. I hit a lot of off-speed pitches. Once again, just not swinging at every strike, getting your strike, and with 2 strikes, just battling.
The second double you hit was into right center field, and Joe Bro out there in right kind of misplayed it. It was off the base of the fence anyway, so probably would have gone. Did you know that it was going to be that deep? Because he certainly did not.
I mean, it was a changeup, and I capped it. So I honestly, when he started running in, I thought I didn't hit it that far. But, good thing I hit it as far as I did. So, yeah.
You were out in left today, giving Clunan a day off. How was it out there?
It was great, and I love the outfield life. More of an infielder, but I loved it out there.
I could see you. A little conversation with Hoagie out there in center after the line drive that was hit to him right at him. How much do you guys talk when you're out there?
He just kept telling me he loved me. I don't know how I felt about that one, but.
Do you have a lot of experience in the outfield or no?
Sophomore year of high school, so I mean. Okay. I've tracked some balls down here and there.
You've played first, second, short, now left. What's been your favorite position for the Gulls?
Definitely short. I was a high school shortstop, but I'll play anywhere.
All right. Dylan Plew, Newport Gulls player of the game. We'll send it back to you guys upstairs.
Thank you, Dave. And we're going to take a quick look around the league as far as how the scores turned out with the other teams that played, and then Monday's home opponent, the Mystic Schooners, somehow snuck out a victory and actually got that late inning comeback that I had touched upon earlier when I was talking about the scores. They won 6-5, somehow squeaked that one out. And then as far as the other scores, top of the 9th, North Adams Steeplecats have a whopping 14-7 lead over the Sanford Mainers. The New Bedford Bay Sox continued their strong offensive day, ended up putting up 11 runs on the Winnipesaukee Muskrats, winning 11-3.
And the Ocean State Waves are still in play against the Valley Blue Sox, up 7-2. Their hot run continues as they start off a little bit slow and currently are pushing their way towards the top of the Southern Division. And then finally, sorry, actually, I mixed up the teams as far as who's playing on Monday, but the Danbury Westerners, who the Gulls will be playing here at home at Cardines on Monday, got another win, 5-2 over the Plymouth Pilgrims, who have been one of the strongest pitching units in the league so far this year, but managed to give up 2 runs. We're going to send things back down to Dave briefly as he wraps up the game.
Thanks, guys. Newport improves to 4-4 so far in this NECBL season off a strong pitching performance by Drew Ravino and nice offensive nights by Cody Hosey and Dylan Plew. Newport will be back in action tomorrow night when they head to Groton, Connecticut to take on the Mystic Schooners at Fitch High School. First pitch set for 6:05. They'll be back at Cardines Field on Monday when they face the Danbury Westerners on Pell Elementary and Thompson Middle School night, where 250 Newport Gulls hats will be given away courtesy of Brick Alley Pub. For everyone here a part of the broadcast, we'd like to thank our executive producer Tom Lima, our producer Shannon Carlson, our audio technician Dan Byford, our on-site engineer Nick Bello, Joe DeLeon, our field reporter, our statistician Andre Olivier, and my broadcast partner tonight in the booth, Aram Layton. I'm Dave Peck. So long from the city by the sea.